I don't know when you're going to find this message. This is like 3 o'clock in the morning over here. Actually, probably more like 4. I don't even know. Anyways, it's in between the hours of 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. on Tuesday, the 13th, I believe, or have I lost my days? Could be the 12th. It's somewhere between the 12th and the 13th. Okay, I've just not been able to sleep. So I wanted to come on here and just talk astrologically with you guys. And I am going to bring up what's going on in the world because we all live here. It's a beautiful world. It affects every person on this planet. And why should I have to avoid that subject to make people feel comfortable? I'm not here to make you feel comfortable in this video. I was very nice and decent, and I gave a big, broad warning that this would mention Trump. And if you guys are sensitive about him, or you hate him, or anything he stands for, or anything about that, then I would definitely suggest you be respectful and just leave the video. And next time, read the title before you click on a video, okay? Because this is going to touch on that. We are having a very, very big alignment happening right now. Hi, Jenny. I know, right? It's 3 a.m. your time, probably 4 my time. I'm good to see you here, Jenny. So as you guys saw in the screenshot from my stargazing app, we still have Jupiter and Saturn, okay, together in Capricorn. We also have the moon cusping right between Saggy and Capricorn. And we also have Venus currently in Sagittarius and Mercury. So look at that. Mercury, Venus, Saturn, Jupiter, and the moon. That is a 5-planet conjunction, all within a very small space of distance, okay? There's not very many degrees separating them, okay? They are very close together, too close together. This is combust. When you have this many planets together, it feels combust because it's like fitting a bunch of people in a very small space. We have big giants in this small space. Mars has also currently just shifted from Pisces into Aries. Now this is all Vedic sidereal astrology. So if you want to try this out for yourself, get a telescope or a satellite phone app and check out the planetary situations right now for yourself. Okay? Don't take my word for it. Anyways, so Mars is in Aries. What does this mean? Why is the world going crazy? Why is the world going batshit crazy? Not only all of that, Pluto has made his way around, and he is here also. So Pluto is in its placement where it has never been for over 200 years. So Pluto is now combusting very closely with these other planets. And he's coming in to shake shit up, okay? We have a very big planetary alignment. You saw the picture for yourself. Look how those planets look aligned. Of course, there's going to be major events. Now, what's a little bit shocking for me was a few days ago, I did my Taurus reading. And I didn't mention his name. I didn't even want to bring him up in the reading. I wanted to keep it general for everybody that watches the sign readings. But I knew that Donald J. Trump is a Taurus sun in Vedic sidereal. I knew that, but I did not mention that in my Taurus reading for reasons of I want to be getting along for everyone. I don't want to bring politics into the readings. But it was very strange that during this reading, I saw this kind of Taurus feeling misunderstood, being bashed. being talked bad about, almost crucified, to a very high level. And the other person, you know, Scorpio energy, which was shocking because I believe Biden is a Scorpio and tropical, and a Libra in Vedic, I'm pretty sure. And both of those signs came up in the Taurus reading. I had no control over that. I shuffled the cards with everyone watching. It wasn't a pre-laid out reading. It wasn't a pre-laid out message. It was come as it comes message. And we all know what that message said. If you want to learn more about that tarot card reading message and you want to look at it in the context of, could that be Donald Trump's reading? You're more than welcome to watch it. It was a couple days ago. Now, in that reading, I said there's going to be some kind of travel or some kind of communication or movement between the Taurus and Europe. And the very first country that I gave name to was Italy. And I said it had something to do with the church, maybe. Maybe it was old buildings. Maybe it was architecture. I think I did bring up the Vatican. I thought this was about travel, maybe seeing distant places, but there was a connection between Taurus and Europe. And I even went on to saying possibly France, Paris, I said, and I named off a few other countries. I think I named off Iran. I don't know. I don't know, but I just said there was these connections, okay, that was coming through. And anyways, that was all the Taurus reading. I didn't know a couple days later, almost 2 days later, that there was going to be information about satellite, and I'm not going to give the name because someone's always watching, but a satellite named after a very famous Italian painter. You guys are welcome to put that name in the comments, but I don't want to say it for fear of being censored. Shit is happening. So, ironically, Italy is involved. And to find out that we just, well, I think some people, I know I've been on the in. I don't know about everybody. I don't follow mainstream media. I follow things like Rumble, Clout Hub. Patreon is obviously down. Vimeo, which everyone's welcome to go to. I still keep in line with Facebook and YouTube and things like that because I'm not banned from them yet, but I have been censored and I was taken down multiple times for expressing anything. So this is a time where they want to censor everybody, probably even tarot in the future. I don't know. A little worried, not too worried, but so all this went down, right? No, it starts with an L. The Pearl of Truth, it starts with the letter L. Okay. Anyways, I found out, and I'm sure most of you, because I'm sure a lot of my viewers are in the in. I would assume a lot of you guys are in the in. If you're not in the in, I can't mention a lot of things. But from what I have found and what a lot of people have found was a very massive, a very large scale, epic, historical, supernatural, insane, power comeback. I have to be very careful with my words, but I will say power comeback. Truth, you're absolutely right. You got the name right. So let's just say Europe, with the capital I, has confirmed that there was, careful with my words here, big lies about the 2020, you know what? Capital E. The big E. And the truth has come out, and it's been made pretty darn public. I've heard about it. I know many people have heard about it. There is massive, 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 massive comeback. You are all needing to take the best care of yourselves as you possibly can. Get what you need from stores, because it's going to be epic. The world, the entire world, is not going to look the same after this. This is a new world. After what happens, know that this is on biblical epicness. This is going to be massive, universally massive, but it is going to be worldwide. There are obviously multiple countries involved and very big names involved. Very, 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 very big names involved. That will be, actually, they are dealt with. Now, what does this have to do with this channel and astrology? Again, we're talking about the planets. Look at my picture. Look how they are aligned. 8 hours ago, I was privy to information which you will all maybe know tomorrow. Maybe we'll wait till the 20th. I don't know when it's going to be for everyone, but I suggest you all do your own research. Please check out Rumble. Please check out Vimeo. Please check out Clout Hub. I'm asking you guys to do that. Annette, you're also in the know. Awesome. So here we are, guys, and I'm bringing this up for you guys, thank God, for some of you like Annette who are in the know. What does this have to do astrologically, Annette? Look at these freaking planets combust. The moon, which is our emotions and our thoughts, is right here, cusping between Sagittarius and Capricorn. That means it is sitting in the pod of truth. Our minds and our emotions are focused on truth right now. Truth and information, responsibility, and a higher government. Also morality. Now, some of the other things I've been privy to lately are disgusting pedophilic pictures of somebody with the initials HB. B as in boy. And I saw the pictures myself. They are not doctored. It was actually a video. And that is amongst thousands of videos from his laptop. And it was disgusting. It was sad. And I feel very terrible for the children that were hurt in those videos. Now, I have mentioned in my videos in the past, and I don't know how censored it is now, that you all read the book, Transformation of America, by Kathy O'Brien. She's been preaching this since the 90s. I felt available to read her. I found her book probably 5 years ago. And that's when really I knew the big names that were being dropped. And I was shocked. I was really awakened 5 years ago, especially from that book. And I went down the rabbit hole, and I learned about the Bohemian Grove, and I learned about different kinds of rituals, and I learned about all of those secret societies, all those kinds of things. And I went down that rabbit hole, guys, and I learned about the friends in high places with government officials. Kathy with a K, my love. And it should be on Amazon. And it's also free on the internet, or at least it was before the internet went batshit crazy. You can't, guys, these are informations that you cannot just Google. Google is shit now. You're not going to be able to Google these things. You can't say, hey Siri, what about blah, blah, blah. These are different kinds of information that you're going to have to find, okay, in deeper, darker places. Do you understand? So I don't want to hear, oh, I checked with, MSNBC and Fox and CNN and, all these mainstream, and they've never talked about that. I know. They're not going to talk about that. Guys, MSM is created now and ran by top officials that are dark, deep, bad, CIA, FBI. It's bad. I have to be careful with my words again. Who knows what's going to happen? I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how much they're monitoring these things. I went on Facebook and I posted something, and it was just a picture, a screenshot, actually. They've never censored pictures, photos, or screenshots before. And immediately, about 8 seconds after I posted it, it had a bunch of fact checker stuff. It literally just went live. 8 seconds later, I had like 4 fact checker warnings. How did it check it that quick? There was no human checking it. It was just, it was, I don't know. I don't even know how they see it. I don't know how they do that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just monitored. I don't know. But I can tell you it's fast. The time on these things are fast. YouTube's fast. Google's fast. Facebook's fast. I did learn today that the people that basically kind of put the World Wide Web and the internet together years and years and years ago in the 80s, 90s, are pissed about what big tech is doing to it, controlling our data and everything, and they are making a safe internet for us. They are making a safe one. So that is in the works. That's being handled, thank God. But that's as much as I can say about that. But again, what do these planets have to do? Okay, so like I said, the moon is about your emotions and your thoughts and your feelings. And it's right there in the seat of truth. Then we have Jupiter, which is Jesus, and Saturn, which is Satan, sitting together, combust in Capricorn. Right by Sagittarius, though. And because they were retrograde for so long, believe me, they still think like a Sagittarius. They're still looking at Sagittarius. So they are thinking and talking about truth, honesty, morality. Now, I gave a video about the mafia and how the planets are like mafia. And it's ironic because they are the two big bosses. They're the big giants that are sitting there trying to control everything. And if you guys ever watched, I think it was Goodfellas, Joe Pesci was out of control. He was just made, M-A-D-E, which made in the Italians with the mafia was you're untouchable. Once you're made and you're a true Sicilian mafia mob boss and you are made, you're supposed to be untouchable. No one's supposed to ever have a hit out on you, nothing. For 250 years, people have been made. Not in a real mafia, but in a government mafia. And Saturn is kind of that guy. Which is weird because Saturn's supposed to be about respectable responsibility and tradition. But let's not forget, Saturn is malefic. He's not a benefic planet. He's a negative, malefic planet. So he's basically Joe Pesci in Goodfellas. He got made. He's been crazy. He really has. He's been malefic. And what happened to him in that movie? Well, in that movie, he got taken down by the mob. He got taken down by the mafia. Another boss. I forgot what boss it was, but another mob boss took him down. He said, you got too big for your britches. You thought you were untouchable. You thought you could get away with this. But you didn't. What happened in that show, he was killing people. He was just being careless about it, reckless about it. He was killing people left and right. He was stealing a lot of money. He was selling coke. He was just being out of control in that movie. And he was just causing a lot of heat, a lot of attention to the mafia in the movie. And so they just took him out. And what happened was his friends were shocked that he got taken out. Because they were like, how could you take out a made man? How could you take out a made guy? I can't believe they took him out. If they're going to take him out, they're going to take us out. We're not safe, basically. Like, we're not safe. If they're going to take him out, we're next. We're his people. We're his boys. So they were scared. So I'm just going to leave it there with that mentioning and just saying, just when you think you're made, just when you think you have power and control and you have a win and you're untouchable, you're not. You're not. Because here comes Jupiter, the gas giant, the benefic, the biggest planet in our solar system, the biggest. He's big shit. He comes to Capricorn's house with his ruling planet sitting in his house. And Jupiter shows up, just balls out like, yeah, you're going to knock your shit off because I'm coming into town. And I'm coming to your place. And I'm coming for you. I'm coming for you. And you are going to be moral. You are going to fix all this shit. You're done. And it's kind of like, you know what? If you want to make it out of this, you're going to reconstruct the damage that's been done. Now, Pluto is coming in, right? After 200 and freaking almost 50 years, Pluto's coming in like, hey, like a drunken sailor. Well, let's talk about Pluto. Even though it's not in Vedic astrology, let's talk about Pluto and what this has to do with what's going on. First of all, Pluto is malefic. He rules the house of Scorpio for tropical followers of astrology. Pluto is a wrecking ball. He's a wrecking ball. Pluto is a tower. He's a freaking tower. He is shock. He is surprise. He is damaging. He is painful. He is dark. He shows up unexpected. He does things you'd never even ever think would ever happen. He brings the element of surprise and the element of complete WTF is going on. Pluto is WTF. He brought on 1776. Enough said. The last time he was here, he brought in 1776. Actually, 1774, which was the beginning, actually, which led to 1776. So he literally came in 2 years before that. And again, I have to talk in CODE because you know why. So hopefully you're following. Hopefully you're following this. So he's coming in, and what did he do? He hurts. He causes pain. He shocks you. He brings a tower. The tower that represents the foundation, the fundamental nature of our lives is destroyed with a tower card. We've talked about that. I'll bring the tower card out just for for the hell of it. Okay, the Tower is supposed to fundamentally, in fact, let me just put out the cards that are represented by the planets. That just might make things much more simpler. Much, much more simple. So anyways, here it is. There's Pluto. Here's Pluto, the Tower. Here's the Knight of Air, Mercury. Here's Jupiter, Judgment. Where the hell is Saturn? I'm looking for the Devil card. Gotta find Saturn. So anyways, are you guys following me? Do you see what I'm talking about? Do you know what I'm talking about? Am I making any sense at all? So anyways, I'm going to try to talk and read and see these cards at the same time, which is really hard. There's good old Saturn. Okay, so we've got Pluto. We've got Mercury. We've got Jupiter. We've got Saturn. Where's the Moon card? It's the High Priestess. Just freaking saw it. Aha. She represents the Moon right now, the High Priestess. I could probably even bring the Moon card out. We've also got the Sun in Capricorn, just about. So we'll put the Sun out there because I forgot to mention the biggest importance of all is the Sun. Stephanie, how could you forget to bring up the Sun? I saw the picture on your thumbnail. The Sun was the brightest one out of all of them. You didn't even mention it. I know. My bad. I'm sorry. The Sun is also there. Look at all these freaking planets, man. Okay. What am I forgetting here? What am I forgetting here? Oh, Aries, which is Mars. There it is. There's the Emperor. Okay, let's see if I have them all in a row. Venus. Forgot Venus. Oh, Lord Jesus. Venus is going to be represented by the Empress. Actually, you know what? Fuck that. No, Venus, well, where is Venus right now? She's in Sag. No, she would be Justice. Libra, ruled by Venus. Where's Justice? Just saw it. This is how my brain works, guys. I think about planets, but then it brings me right down to tarot. Freaking tarot. But there's the Empress. Kind of a cross between the Empress and Justice, but I know Justice is there. Lord Jesus, can I find Justice card? That's not it. Well, apparently I'm a weirdo. Okay. So do you guys have any questions real quick while I'm doing this? Because I can't talk about planets and freaking find cards at the same time. I'm sorry, but my brain just doesn't do that at freaking 4 a.m. And I haven't slept all day. My brain doesn't do it. Did you say the last time Jupiter was here was 1776? Now I'm talking about Pluto, not Jupiter. I don't know where Pluto's at. I think it's near us. It could be Aquarius. It's right between Saggy and Aquarius, I'm pretty sure, in Vedic astrology. I have to do my exact pinpointing on that. I didn't find it on my little Starlight app. But I know wherever it's at, I do know that it has not been back over here because Pluto is way off in like Garaho land. Like he is just way away from all of us all the time. And the only time he comes back here where he's been, it's every 200 something years because Pluto has a very strange orbit. It looks like a big slim oval. And it's way, way far away from us. So it's here. Takes him over 200 years to get here. And the last time he was here was 1774, which led to 1776, okay? Anyway, so kind of looking at these planets, I guess the first one I was talking about, Pluto. And that's what we're discussing, is the tower. And it represents taking out your fundamental energy, bringing it down to the ground, giving you a shocking awakening. Now, like I said, he's a wrecking ball. He comes here to destroy. He's a malefic. He freaking works for Scorpio. You know, the house of the dead and the house of transformation. Okay? He ain't no nice guy. He's no nice guy. Okay? He's not here to do nice things for you. Now, what have we been dealing with Pluto? We've been suffering. I mean, the people that are on the other end of the spectrum, they're not suffering. They're celebrating. They're really happy right now. The people that are not on this end of the team, wink, wink, are over there toasting and celebrating and laughing and joking and mocking and ridiculing. Okay? They're having a great time right now. We are suffering. Okay? The other people are suffering. Again, we're not talking about Jupiter. I'm discussing Pluto. Someone keeps saying Jupiter 1776, Jupiter 1776. I didn't check that. I'm talking about Pluto. But they're all celebrating right now, guys. Okay? And we're not. We're crying. We're praying. We feel sick. We feel stressed. We feel shocked. We feel it's injustice. We feel outraged. We're the people on the end that are knowing about pedophilia, knowing about Satanist stuff, knowing about corruption, knowing about evil, knowing about, you know, big high up assassinations, which I don't have to name names, and attempted ones. Angry about that. Angry about 9/11. Angry about all the corruption, not just in this government, but other governments. Okay? We're angry. So we're sitting back, not toasting. We are feeling completely disgusted at the lack of morals in the rest of the world, yet being judged unjustly and immorally by the mainstream media and the other side. They are thinking that we are the worst of the worst, okay? I don't want to go on a tangent and talk about all the names and all the things that we are called or accused of, but it's not good. It's not good at all, and it feels extremely unfair. That is what we're going through right now, ladies and gentlemen, for the supporters of this side. We are going through our tower. The fundamental belief system that we had is crumbling. Faith in our government crumbled. Faith in our police crumbled. Faith in our justice system crumbled. Way worse than before. Faith that good will overcome. We were crumbled. We were crushed, shocked. We're losing so much. Remember, the tower represents your entire belief system, your entire foundation. Small businesses are closed, yet big corporations are open. Walmart, Target, etc. They're all open, but small ones are closed. They're getting hit the hardest. We're seeing the unfairness and the injustice. People not being able to go to church. Things of that nature. Your local office is closed when you need them the most. People are not getting their unemployment. People are not getting their food stamps. People are not getting these things. The government they're not being released, guys. I know people that are getting a fraction of their food stamps, and they get letters in the mail talking about what they're owed, and they haven't been paid what they're owed for 3 months, some 4 months. It's just owed. Believe me, I've been talking. I know people. I've seen the letters. I know people personally that were not paid their unemployment this entire year, and they started filing for it in February of last year. They still haven't gotten $1 for unemployment. And then they wanted to give you guys a whack-ass $600? Yeah, we all sat back and saw that one. By the way, they're not just giving away free money. This is taxpayer money. It's not free. It's from us, back to us. Think of it as a refund. You bought it, now you're getting a refund. That's how it should be looked at. Not free money rainfall, make it rain. It ain't no make it rain. It's thank you for my money back because I deserve it. So this is the craziness. And so the people on this side, our towers are just, could they get any worse? I mean, they could. And then finding out that this new administration wants to destroy the, NRA, gone. He said he's going to fundamentally change America. Now, doesn't fundamentally change America look a lot like this? We have the director or the CEO or one of the people that worked for PBS Kids come out and say, we're going to take their kids, we're going to hurt them, and we're going to come up with a new education system to basically blackmail the conservatives and say, if you don't go along, we're going to take your kids. I mean, that's the impression I got when he said that we're going to hurt parents where it hurts. We're going to, he said we should take their kids and set up a new program, education reform. That scares me. That sounds a lot like boot camp. That sounds a lot like Nazi stuff. It's very scary. So people like us are terrified about what this regime is going to do to, I quote what he said, fundamentally change America. A lot of people are worried about the New World Order and that the new money is going to be the yen, Chinese money. We've heard about a lot of rumors about information being big H. I'll just say big H. Hopefully you know what the big H means. Computer H, technical savvy intruders that know how to do the big H, from China to Italy. Okay? So if the Vatican was compromised, no wonder they've been fundamentally going against the church because somebody has dirt on the pedophilia that's going on with that. Okay? So there's a much bigger, broader, worldwide holy crap right now going down. And as you guys know, NATO, I'm just going to give you some code words here. You go ahead and research it. NATO, all capitals. Find out what it is if you don't know what it is. But we had a meeting there. Not even, several months, maybe 6 months ago. Some big information was bomb dropped in that meeting. And a lot of stuff has changed. The New World Order that was supposed to happen at the national, worldwide even, reset after COVID, which is a biochemical warfare, was meant to fundamentally change the world, reset the way the world works, putting it in place for New World Order. Well, their reset's not going to work out very well for them. They thought it was. The media is scaring you. You might even be believing that it is. A lot of people have lost hope. A lot of people don't know what to do. A lot of people that are awakened, crown off, know what's going down. And you're sitting here thinking, who's going to come to the aid? Where is this balance? Where is this great universal spiritual force that's going to come down and save us. And we're not seeing it. We're not seeing it. Well, as you guys know, get your emergency broadcast systems up and running, because we are going to get emergency broadcast systems. We're going to get an emergency broadcast. It's going to be between now and the 20th. I can tell you that. Because this is the biggest global takedown you've ever seen, most likely. Okay? And see the questions right there? Why would you ask that when you saw the title? Why are you coming in here? I made it very clear on the title of this video. So I should have nobody coming in like a noob, not knowing what I'm talking about, if you didn't read the title. Please. I'm not trying to be rude. I prevented this by the title. I prevented any kind of troll drama in the title. I prevented it. So no one had any business coming here if they didn't want to hear about this, and if they are triggered by this. Nobody had any business coming in here. You had a full warning. You walked in the door. Okay? So anyways, back to what I was saying. With this Tower card here, we are fundamentally shocked, hurt, losing everything, in pain and suffering and in crisis. We are gasping for air here. Just gasping for air, praying for God, literally praying for God. How could this happen? Is it the apocalypse? Is it the end of world times? It feels like it. And personally, from what I've been reading in my Bible lately, it could very well be. It could very well be. And from that reading I had in my Taurus reading, I was shocked to find out. I talked about earthquakes, tornadoes. A submarine popped up. I haven't seen anything about submarines lately. I don't know. Maybe we're going to hear some news about that. I don't know. But in that tarot card reading for Taurus, submarines did come up. And I don't know. Maybe it was representative of hidden, submerged, large, giant information coming to the surface. Maybe it was a visual vision and it wasn't a literal submarine. It just represented governmental secrets in the deep are coming and surfacing. That could very well be what that message was. But I'm going to tell you this. We're all going in this tower right now. Hang on. Do not lose your faith. I came on here tonight because I have talked to people all over, scared and shaken. Even Don Bongino seems to be losing faith, scared in the last hour, scared. People that should be centered and have intuition and have guidance are not. Do you understand? Are you guys following me? People, and all of us that we should be awakened. We have an intuition and a center. I don't think it just is privy to the Sagittarius folk. Now, I am a Saggy rising, so I heavily resonate with having a very strong lie-o-meter, bullshit-o-meter. I can sniff that shit out in a Peloponnesian second. And I know that's my gift of being a Sag. But I know that a lot of spiritual people also have a gift of having a strong intuition. You need to know when it's bullshit and when it's not. You need to know when you're being scammed and when you're not. You need to have your intuition on high right now. Don't be misled or scared or frightened. We're going to hear shit on both sides. The Bible said in those days, what is good will be called bad. And what is evil will be called good. These are the days we are living in, folks. We are in the days where evil is called good. We are in the days where people that do evil things are given high positions. We are in those days. And it's said in the Bible, and in those days my people will perish not for death, but for a lack of knowledge. And for the children suffering in those days, I feel the Bible said something to the amount of, I would not want to be a parent in those days. And I can tell you, I 100% resonate with that. It is very hard being a parent in these days. Having to tell your kids what is right and wrong, even though they see the contradiction in their face. It is very hard to guide your children in what is right and good based on what they see on TV and friends and neighbors. It is very hard. And in those days, you'll be mocked and ridiculed for trying to be good or righteous. We are in those days. We are in the days where we are scared to send our children to school, not for fear of just bodily harm, but mental and emotional brainwashing and harm. We are scared. It's unjust. And we've been forced to deal with this. Even though someone we love took office, we've still been forced to suffer with unjust situations such as this: pedophilia, Common Core, governmental takedowns of our schools. It's been this way for years. We've been forced to comply. The vaccination is a whole nother piece of shit. I recommend you don't take it. But do what you want. Follow your own intuition. If you feel guided to do it, do it. But I will say I will not, and I recommend my family will not. People have died for taking it. That is a fact. And I'm not here to dispute that with you. Everyone has a right to their own opinions. But there are people coming out from the cracks talking about it. And that's also biblical. It's biblical. And if you're going to put things like that in your body and there's no research and there's no proof it works and there's no long time watching people that take it and what happens to them, and we're going to go blind to the slaughter, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. At all. And the minute people comply with mandatory, that's bullshit. People are losing their jobs over this, guys. Here in Colorado, there's a little Facebook forum called the 411 and the 719. And a woman said she needed suggestions because she was just let go from her job for refusing to take the vaccination. And she wanted some suggestions on lawyers. Anyone in the area that knew. That's real shit. It's not fake shit. That's real shit. That's just the start. I have people like my aunts and other people that say, you know, freedom of speech, yeah, it's a thing. But private companies like Twitter and YouTube and Facebook, those are private companies, and it's like a privilege. It's a privilege to have a social media account. It's not a right. And they can do whatever they want. They can silence you and they can lie about you and talk all kinds of untrue shit, and that's okay because it's a private company. I wasn't seeing them singing like a bird when a bakery didn't want to bake a cake for the gay people. Nobody was singing that tune like a bird back then. They were fighting that, saying it's not right. It's almost racial. To silence someone based on your belief, your color, your age, or your sex is not right. It's just not right. And if they are not singing a tune like a bluebird about people of all different religions being here and having rights, then they should be singing the same tune right now on Twitter. Because this is a belief. And if we're being silenced for our beliefs, that's a problem. If it was on a different platform and Muslims were being silenced across the country because Mark Zuckerberg or the CEO Twitter person said all of a sudden to the media, we don't like Muslims. We don't want any Muslims on our forums. Do you think they'd be singing that tune? Oh, but it's a private company and they can do whatever they want. It's private. It's a privilege, not a right. Bullshit. You and I and all of us watching know that that's bullshit. You know that that is bullshit. So please spare me the antics. Please spare me the private corporation bullcrap. This is, and I was watching a show on it. They said modern day assassination. They said modern day assassination is not literally physically killing somebody. It is killing their reputation. It is killing their career. It is killing their means to make money. It is killing and ruining their family and destroying it. When you destroy a person from the inside out, that's assassination, basically. So how do they take down whistleblowers? They assassinate them. Verbally, mentally, reputation, emotionally. They destroy them. They destroy them. And that is what they are doing to our POTUS. That is what they are doing. They are assassinating his character. They're assassinating his reputation. They're assassinating everything they possibly can. And what brought me to that thought, if they're going to do it to him, who won't they do it to? This is just the beginning. I don't know what tomorrow holds. In the Bible, it says there will be long suffering. It's not just going to go out like a light super quick. And if it is biblical, it's not going to be over tomorrow. It's not going to be over next month or this summer. It's not going to be over. If it is biblical, it's not just going to be over. Yes, we are living in the tribulation is what I believe. But I also have a feeling that maybe, just maybe, history repeats itself. And there's some kind of a cycle. Because that's always shown me the universe, a cycle. There's a death and a rebirth, like a reincarnation. If we as people are reincarnated, why not timelines and situations? How come they're not recreated in a reincarnation? Different time, different look, different form, same energy. If that is, and that's my theory, if history really does repeat itself and situations can be reincarnated in a different form, then I believe, and maybe you guys are with me on this, maybe not, that the crucifixion of Jesus Christ seems an awful lot like this. And by no means am I saying Trump is like Jesus Christ. By no means he is not. He is 1,000 times not. But the energy, just the energy of the situation. We have someone that took office, that worked for free, period, donated his money to our country and to other causes. He has only accepted $1 because he had to. Literally 99 cents, 100 cents, $1. That's it, every year. Period. Every quarter, I guess. So $4 a year. Okay. Everything else he's not taking. He refuses to take anything from a country that is broke, that is destroyed, that is in debt. He refuses to take anything from a country that is in debt. He's trying to rebuild the country, not take from it. So in essence, if this is a situation that is reincarnated, Jesus was on the same timeline. He was hated by his own Jewish people. He was hated by his own family. No one believed him. He went around doing good works, good deeds for nothing, just to help people. He did it out of the goodness of his heart and the love for people. He tried to save people from themselves and from Satan. This is just if it's biblical story, timeline. And then everyone attacked him. And coming up to his crucifixion, he was spat on. He was ridiculed. He was compared to the criminal right next to him, who was a rapist, who was an abuser, who was like a psycho. He was compared to him. He had done nothing wrong. But people were like, give us the criminal and kill Jesus. He's a hypocrite. He's a blasphemous, which was not true. But they wanted to believe it was. Why? Because their higher up Jewish rabbis told the Jewish community that he was a hypocrite and that he was, how do you say, what's the word where you go against your own kind? I don't know what the word is. I forgot. I can't think of the word, but they just, the rabbi said he went against his own people and he was a hypocrite and he was a blasphemer. That was what it was. He was a blasphemer. And obviously he was tortured and he was dragged through the streets where people were spitting on him and throwing things at him after he was already beaten down. Now, if history does repeat itself and it's not the exact situation, it's just like it. Look at what's going down. The Vatican is going down. Catholic belief is getting trashed right now. You guys already know about that. Do your own research. Go do it. Go see about the Vatican blackout. Go see about the accusations. Go see about the truth that came out. Go see. Go see. Okay? And yeah, someone's mad at me. Someone just disputed a payment. See what happens when you tell the truth? You get on here, you try to warn people, be nice, and then people get pissed off for what you say, and they want to crucify you. Anyways, that's fun. I'll deal with that tomorrow. Oh, it must be Narwhal. There you go. He's gone. Bye, Narwhal. Narwhal, you were warned by the title. You didn't have to come in here. You didn't have to listen to what I'm saying. You weren't welcome to this channel. I warned you, but you came in on your own, and then you get mad when it rains. You call on the rain and you get mad when it's pouring. Anyways, so what's really going on here, guys? Like I said, if history repeats itself, he was crucified. Let's just get down to it. He was crucified for something he never did. He was accused of things that were untrue. He was told he was the worst of the worst of the worst by his own people. We had Judas betray him in his last hour, turn him in. So Judas betrayed him. So that was terrible. And look what happened with Pence. Now, I'm kind of hoping it's a snipe Harry Potter moment. I'm kind of hoping Pence was really undercover the whole time being Snipe working for Dumbledore. I'm kind of like, is this going to be a movie like Harry Potter? I might be happy then. But you never know. Could just be a pure modern day Judas. But it was terrible what happened. He had the power to set things right, and he didn't. And the other people around him are like Peter. They come in and they deny. And Jesus said, "You will deny me 3 times before the sunrise. You will deny me." His best friend, the rock, Peter, the key to the church, the key, Peter, he would deny him. And so who are the deniers? The other parties. The other people are the deniers, the ones in Congress, the ones that should be on his side but are rhinos, the ones that should be there backing him up but are not. Those are the Peters, and they're denying it last hour. They're going to be sorry when the sun comes up. They're going to be sorry. Remember that saying, whatever's done in darkness will come to the light. You just remember that. And you remember that Satan wins battles. He wins a lot of battles. But God wins the war. You remember that. You remember that light will overcome the darkness. It is said and it is spoken and it is so and it will be. It always has been. Whenever there is an imbalance, that is when it will be balanced. And that's what Jupiter is doing. Jupiter is coming to balance the situation because a little evil is necessary. A little darkness is necessary. There's going to be bad in the world. There's going to be evil in this world. That's a given. There is balance. Period. There is balance. But when that balance is overturned, and when there is way more evil than good, then the universe steps in to restore the balance. Okay? So by no means are we going to have a heaven here on earth. I don't believe that. I think there's a restoring of balance, and there's going to be a restoration of power. Now, where else I'm going to go here with these planets? If you look at the picture I posted, look at how they're lined up. It's literally signs in the stars, signs in the sky. There are signs that there is some very big divine intervention happening. Very big. Just know that God's hand is in this. You may not want to believe in the Creator. You may not want to believe in the archangels. It's a 50-50 in tarot viewers, the ones that do and the ones that don't. We all go on our own path and wonder. But I can tell you that it is real. We're not going to see them with our physical eyes. We're going to feel them. You're never going to see their wings. You're never going to see their shiny, bright lights the way you would imagine. But you're going to close your eyes and you're going to know they're there and you're going to visualize that. And you're going to know that spirit is here. You're going to feel it in the power of national prayer. You're going to feel them there. You're going to hear the air that their wings are blowing around. You're going to hear the sounds of their swords getting ready for battle. The angels are lined up. They are lined up. There is divine intervention. There is divine, beautiful, spiritual work here. It's already written in the stars. Look at the planets. It's all aligned. I got lost where I was talking about that, but as you know, the rest of the story, Jesus rose 3 days later. He was crucified. He was ridiculed. Satan won those battles. He was dragged through the mud. He was hurt. And there was damage. And there was death. Then there was a rebirth. A reborn. So if history does repeat itself, I can tell you just when you think you're in the darkest hour, and it can't get any worse, and the crucifixion already happened. Don't be a doubting Thomas. Don't you be a doubting Thomas. Jesus rose again. There will be a rise to power, and I don't like to say shit like that because people think what they want to think. But that is the truth. It is just the truth. That is facts. So do not lose faith in the darkest hour. And when Jesus comes, when Jesus came, which this is like the second coming, it feels like, but when he came back, Thomas didn't even want to believe it. He was like, I don't believe that's him. Are you kidding me? I saw him crucified. It's over. He's dead. He's very dead. I won't believe that he rose again till he shows up in my face, in my space, and I can stick my fingers in the wounds that I saw put into his body. When that day comes, I'll believe it. Those are those analytical, logical, show me facts people. They're not people that are driven by spirit. They're people that are driven by logic and facts. Very masculine. Everyone is losing faith, even the hardest of patriots. They always say, I wish that was true. I wish. Even Don Bongino, oh, this is looking so gloom. It's terrible. Just, we lost. That's the tower, guys. You're going to feel like you lost. But you need people like me. You need people like Sagittarians to tell you, why are you doubting? See, not by sight, but by faith. The planets don't align like this for no reason. This is divine timing. In fact, this almost feels like the perfect trap, the perfect web, where you can gather everyone in one swoop. God is not a failure. He is not a failure. And there is some need for balance and restoration. There is. So now we're getting past Pluto here with the tower. You know what's funny about Pluto, though? It's shocking. It drudges up old wounds. It drudges up lies. It drudges up secrets. It drudges up dark, murky things. He's a wrecking ball. Just because it came to hit you first doesn't mean there's a second play in action. When Pluto comes, he's not just going to come wreck your life and leave everybody else alone. Well, they're protected, so we're not going to touch the other half. We're just going to come and do wrecking ball on one half. Does that sound like the Pluto you know? Does that sound like the planets you know? Do they make decisions like that? Where they just have some kind of a magic number and, you know, we're not going to affect everybody, just half of them. The rest are going to be unskeeved. Are you kidding me? Are you joking? No. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. No. The answer is no, honey. The other side is going to get prepared to get smacked in the jaw with a wrecking ball because they are also going to feel what we feel. That is the energy of the universe. The wrecking ball doesn't just come for one, he comes for all. This is not just the wrecking ball for us, honey. This is the wrecking ball for them as well. Now, we have yet to see what's going to be happening with their wrecking ball, but believe me, it's coming. Pluto doesn't play. That should be his slogan. Pluto doesn't play. This is the most powerful card in the tarot. Pluto doesn't play. So, anyways, believe me, there's going to be an epic smackdown from Pluto. It already smacked down our side. Believe me, they're going to be just as shocked or even more shocked at the events that are coming to follow. If we look at 1774 and 1776, nobody in the world, in the entire world, believed that they could defeat England, believed that they could defeat the greatest power, what they thought was the modern day powerhouse, period, for those times. They thought it was just impossible. That England was gaining so much power, so much control, so much land, so much everything. That was like England's time to shine. It was just snatching everybody, snatching America, snatching Scotland, snatching Ireland, snatching Britain, snatching Australia, snatching India, snatching Africa. Snatch, okay? That's what they were doing. Always. And to this day, they own the most land on the entire planet Earth. To this day. But anyways, they were shocked that little old America, bunch of what they thought was just country folk, mindless, stupid, dumb, uneducated, unprepared, unqualified, didn't have the right training, didn't have the right weapons, just a bunch of dum-dums, okay? They thought, oh God, here's the country bumpkins, here's the hillbillies, here's the dorky America. Come on, they're going to stand up against us? Are you kidding me? Are they going to come up against us? Give me a break. Give me a real break. Seriously, give me a break. They would have never known that in 1776 we would win. With the help of France. Little did they know. And let me tell you, my friends, if history repeats itself, America's going to win again. And they're going to get help from a foreign country. Now, I called it Italy because I did the reading for Taurus. You guys watched it. I also mentioned France, and I didn't even know where I was going with that. I even mentioned Spain, and I mentioned Europe, okay? I would not be surprised if other countries, and I be shocked. Maybe some crazy companies, maybe Saudi, companies, not companies, countries, my bad. Maybe Saudi Arabia, maybe Jerusalem, Israel. Okay, we don't know what NATO has in store and who's going to be on the side of America. We don't know. But this is a very big fight. It's a very big fight. And it's not just going to go down that easy. And so there is, because Pluto is here, and this is the only reason, is because Pluto is here, there is going to be power. Well, not the only reason, but a majority of the reason. There's going to be power that we had in 1776. There's going to be power. And there's going to be shocking events. This is not a fight over an election. This is not a fight over two names. This is a fight of good and evil. We fight not against flesh and blood, but spiritual energy and principalities, which is principles, beliefs. We are fighting for those things. This is not a physical war. It is a war for our children. We are fighting right now for our children because pedophilia is a very, very big problem. If it is so easy for the mainstream media to shut down Twitter and Parler and any conservative posts and anything else, and 70,000+ people getting shut down. If it was that easy to just shut down networks, to just shut them down, why didn't they shut down child pornography sites? Why didn't they shut down porn companies? Why didn't they shut down Pornhub? And we've talked about Pornhub many times on this channel. Why didn't they shut them down? Because this is causing a problem for children. Why didn't they shut them down? Because they didn't want to. Because they're all sick. Exactly. Jack Wolf. Exactly. That's exactly right. Because they are too. They are too. That's why. And we're just supposed to be okay with that. No. No, we're not. Like I said, this is, you're right, Sage, it's a spiritual war. So this is a spiritual battle. And this is why Jupiter is coming in, because Jupiter represents spiritual energy. He represents awakening and moksha, and he represents morality. He represents goodness. He represents truth. The biggest word that represents Jupiter is truth. And morals, okay? So Jupiter is now there, okay? Let's talk about him. Judgment. Jupiter is the judgment card. The judgment card is Pisces. Pisces is ruled by Jupiter, but this talks about Jupiter. And it talks about the judgment that's coming down in the house of Capricorn, okay? And this is where Jupiter, and you guys saw the thumbnail for this video, it is aligned with the other planets. Jupiter is here as a wrecking ball also in a good way, because Jupiter is benefic. Jupiter expands. It brings goodness. It brings enlightenment. It brings security. It brings abundance. It brings wealth, health, and happiness. Jupiter brings purity and morality and truth. So we have this judgment part of the equation to balance things out. And this is the trumpet, the Archangel Gabriel blowing the trumpet. This is the trumpet, okay, being blown. And there it is. I'm not making shit up. There's the trumpet. Boop, boop. Okay. So, you know, Jupiter is here definitely in the presence of a godlike energy, a Jesus-like energy, a God, you know, a creator-like energy, a good, wholesome light. That's what Jupiter is. And Saturn would represent the darkness. Saturn represents restriction. The lockdowns that you're experiencing, that's Saturn. Small businesses being closed while bigger companies are open, that's Saturn. Control over people, that's Saturn. Mandatory anything, masks, vaccines, open and closings, mandatory anything, that's Saturn. All these, you know, obstacles, all these hardships, struggles with money, hardships, dragging things out with unemployment, dragging things out with getting other things done. The elderly are represented by Saturn, and it's not very good, okay? It's very restrictive, and it's very old because Saturn represents old traditions. So he's bringing in old America, old communism, okay? Old Nazi kind of beliefs. Okay, that's kind of what's going on. And so that's what's happening all over the world. Not just little America, but all over the world, okay? Look what, you know, Europe is being treated the same way. China is way Saturn ruled, like it's just the same way. I'm sure you guys can name a lot of other countries. I'm sure people have battles here with Ireland. I'm sure people have battles with Italy. I'm sure people have battles with Switzerland. I'm sure people just, anyone that's watching me anywhere has battles. And that's a very Saturn, old school kind of energy. And that's being dealt with. Okay, you're right. Saturn is the establishment. Saturn represents government. And Saturn just represents authority. Okay, so Saturn and Jupiter are here. So the authorities are being judged. The authorities are going to court. The authorities are being dealt with. Not just us, but the authorities. And what does it say in the second coming in the Bible? It says judgment will begin with the church. Now, let's take a step back away from biblical. Let's just say the Bible is a blueprint of reincarnated energy. If the church is the government, and that was the higher authority, that was the establishment, then judgment starts in the government. That could be the Enlightenment Tower that's going to be happening. There's going to be judgment from within, from the inside, with them first, and it works its way bleeding out. Okay? Also, if the church represents Mr. T's party, okay, there's traitors, there's believers, there's doubting Thomases, and there's fighters. There's going to be judgment within this party also for the people that kept the faith and the people that didn't, the people that betrayed in the last hour because they thought this new world order was coming and I better go to that side so I'm protected, versus standing up for what you believe in. That's going to be a judgment as well. And it always starts on the inside with our own. It's going to start with our own. And even the church, I mean, from what I know, there was a blackout in Italy, in the Vatican. It lasted overnight, many hours. God knows what was going on. Anything could happen. No cameras, no electricity. It was dark. Then they started moving out with a bunch of Mercedes black vans. Car after car, bzhoo, 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 bzhoo. People were filming it saying, what is going on? What is going on? We don't know. But there's some crazy shit going on. And that's Pluto. All day. Every day. Not just Pluto, though. But that's definitely him. And believe me, the judgment goes in the church. And if this is biblical, it certainly starts with the Vatican and works its way out. Because the Vatican is the oldest Saturnian traditional church. So that is going to be looked at. So if this is all happening and unfolding, then we're living in the real true end times. And not in the sense where the world's going to just die, but in the sense where the world as we know it is going to go through a spiritual death. Our fundamentals are going to be changed. Maybe that was the truest thing Biden has ever said. He's going to fundamentally change America. Just not in the way he intended. But boy, did he say it. But I think the loudest message here is the world is going to be fundamentally changed. Fundamentally. From the inside out. From the bottom up or from the top down. You who cares? It's going to be changed. So, who knows what's going to go down? But there's a lot of actions happening. And I can tell you this. The way the planets are aligned, I wouldn't be surprised if a very big movement happens to scare the crap out of everybody. I think it's going to shock the world. And it's going to awaken a lot of people that are dead and fast asleep with the judgment card. Remember, in the traditional judgment card, it's families that are dead rising out of their coffins. And it's representative of you being asleep, not being awakened. And when the truth comes out, judgment has something to do with the truth, that you suddenly rise and you're awakened. And you're reborn. So I think there's going to be a lot of that kind of energy going down. Moving into, and I think justice has a little something to do with Saturn and Venus, but moving into Venus, we have this justice card. And Venus is in Sagittarius in Vedic astrology. And that means Venus wants and desires for nothing more than the truth. Because Sagittarius stands for the truth. So Venus is there wanting truth. Venus is there wanting justice. Venus is there wanting morality. She's wanting righteousness. She's wanting freedom. Venus is there crying out the words freedom, which is Sagittarius. Freedom. You guys know your astrology. You should. By now, at least the zodiac signs and what they stand for. But you know Sagittarius stands for freedom and morality and truth and honesty and candidness. So she wants nothing more right now than all of that. She wants all of that. And so Venus is there, super high power, velocity, just wanting all of this, super bad. And she's going for it. Now we also have the sun. And the sun is in Capricorn, per Vedic astrology. And the sun is the king, the most all-powerful. And so you can see the sun represents Leo. That is his ruling planet, his ruling sign. But he holds the energy of Leo, which is royalty, which is power, which is fame, which is recognition, which is also, did I already say authority? Maybe I need to say authority again. But that is the king. That is the sun. And it's all things work out. All things work out as planned. All things go as they should be. It's like the planets have to listen to the king, the head honcho, the head bambino, the head master. He, the sun, says, yeah, okay, all right, Jupiter, you got a voice. You're the big guy in the room. I get it. Saturn, I know you're here. You're all up in my face. I get it. I know. I'm fully aware of what house I'm in. Pluto, fine. You're here back from the dead. Wow, okay. Thank you very much for, your arrival. That's awesome. Venus, hi. I see you over there really close, right outside the door, looking in, peeping in. I know you want some of this too. Okay, Venus, I see you. All right. Moon, I see you, girl. I see you. All up in here with your secrets and your emotions and your thoughts and your intuition and your knowings and your spiritual energy. I see you, girl. You're all up in here, okay? Where's my boy? Where's Mercury? Here's Mercury, the knight of air, okay? All up in through here, like Archangel Michael with the sword. Here's Mercury. Okay, all right. We got my boy here. We got Mercury. As you know, Mercury is the sun's best friend. Best friend. He is the messenger for the sun. He tells all the other planets what to do. Like, he gives them messages. He's so fast. He flies. He's just fast. And so Mercury is represented by that. And so Mercury is in there with the planets also. And so the sun is able to communicate with the planets. He's able to communicate. Now, Mercury's about to be in retro, I think, so now's the time to get direct. There's going to be some confusion in the weeks to follow, okay? But this is what's happening. And so Mercury's all here, and it's just, look, we got to talk. We got to get the truth out. We got to get the truth out. And so this is what's happening. This is why the planets are aligned. They're aligned for truth. They're aligned for justice. They're aligned for reform. They're aligned for a fundamentally changing society all over the world. they're aligned. And they are working together. They are communicating together. They are having a conversation all in the same room. They are in very close vicinity. Okay? So this is crazy. Someone said Mercury's in Gemini? I just took a screenshot of the planets and Mercury was literally all up in their business. So I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I can double check that, but I literally got my Starlight Gazer app and put it at the degrees where all these planets were, and I zoomed into every planet and Mercury was right there. So unless that system is completely haywire, which it could be, considering what's going on with Google and everything. I mean, who knows? But anyways, that's definitely happening. I don't know, but that's where I saw it, and that's in the screenshot, and it's on the thumbnail, so you can please go look for yourself at the screenshot I just took. So anyways, we have a lot going on here. Just a heck of a lot. You've got the sun, you've got Venus, you've got the moon, you've got Mercury, you've got Saturn, you've got Jupiter. It's insane. And I don't know where Pluto is. I don't know where Pluto is, but this is crazy. Mercury's in Aqua. Someone said Gemini, now someone's saying Aquarius. What the fuck? I don't know. Please get your Stargazer app and point it towards the planet Mercury and see what constellation is behind it. Because I did it an hour ago before I started the video for the thumbnail and I saw where it was. So unless my thing is malfunctioning, that's what it says. Please let me know if anybody has that app. Check it for me also and just see what you see. Okay? Yeah, maybe she said moderator. Why don't you get her gone? And I don't, just to be honest, nuns, woman, I had a warning. Why did you read the warning and come in anyways? Are you just wanting to pick a fight? Are you just wanting to inject yourself into a situation you don't want to be in? Like, I don't understand. Oh, there's Universe. Universe Live. I will be reported. There's the Nazis. We have the Nazis. You guys ever saw The Sound of Music? Where the young girl falls in love with the boy and he ratted them out. They were all happy in the first part of the movie. And in the second part of the movie, when the Nazis took over, the Austrians had to conform or get ratted out. So that's what we're going through, guys. We are being ratted out by our own people, by the Nazis, basically. And that's what happens, guys. This is what happens when you say anything. I bet you $1 million. If I was on here pro-Biden and hating on Trump and saying what an orange gross fuck he was and how he's the scum of the earth and how he's a lying, deceiving piece of crap and Trump is just the scum. He's the worst, most disgusting, unethical, uneducated, unfit president of our time. I bet you I'd be getting a round of applause from these Nazis. I bet I'd get a standing ovation. I bet they would want round two. There would be no reporting. None. Because the opposers of that view don't give a shit and don't go watch those videos anyways. We're not over here reporting fuckers that want to say what they want to say. Who gives a shit? We don't care. So if I was singing that tune, nobody would be reported. But when you sing this tune, we have trolls and we have people here that are just Nazis. And they wanna report because they're so angry at the truth. But I have something to say to that. The Bible says something about that. It says, remember when they hate you, remember they hated me first. And remember that when you speak the truth, Satan hates it because Satan is the father of lies. And he is the greatest deceiver. He is so disgusted at the truth. He can't stand it. His stomach starts turning. His palms start sweating. His nose starts flaring. He gets anxious. He gets angry. His heartbeat starts going fast. He can't breathe. He's anxious. He wants to explode. He wants to explode. He can't take it. So he acts out in violence, and he acts out in hate, and he acts out with venom, like a snake, like a venomous snake. And that is Satan. So even though we're talking about people on here, please know the spirit of Satan is with them. The spirit of evil surrounds them, and you should really just pray. Pray for them because they hate truth, because something is implanted like a seed inside of them, and it grows. But like I said, Satan wins battles, but God wins the war, and they know that. They just know that. And anyways, continuing over here with Mercury, what's happening with Mercury? I just feel there's a lot of communication all over the world right now, just fast pace. The sun is focused because it's in this house. The sun is focused on morality, government, administrations, truth, secrets, tower moments. Like the sun is very much shining a light on all of this. And so that's the focus, and that's what Mercury's doing. And I wanted to bring up the moon and Venus kind of as the empress as well. So there's some feminine heavy hitters coming in. Femininity is entering Sag. The ultimate femininity. The mothers. The empresses are feeling empowered. The empresses have a goal. The empresses out there want to protect the children. The empresses are here to fight. The empresses are here to protect. And like I said, Venus really wants the truth. Yeah, please don't bash other faiths. It's too bad I'm not protected, because if I had a religion and you were bashing me, I could probably sue for a hate crime. Which hopefully, if this administration overtakes it, the bashing of our beliefs will be a hate crime. And they will get prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law for being hate groups. Okay? So that should be dealt with. Anyways, moving on, we're talking about Aries in, Mars in the sign of Aries. And that's the Emperor, 100%. Mars in Aries is the Emperor. And it really represents the ultimate power. And so Mars is the general of our military. Mars is our power and our determination. Mars is our stamina. Mars is our power. Mars is our fight and our gumption and our drive. And so Mars is really, 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 really feeling great in Aries right now. Super great. That is his house. That is his sign. He is just so happy. He's just like, Aries God, long time no see, man. I'm so happy here. I'm so much at home. I feel like I'm on cloud nine. Thank you, Michelle 923 for the $20. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. That is so sweet of you. Thank you so much. So yeah, Mars is super happy right now about what's happening and what's going on. And I think that the ultimate power grab is because of Mars. And so you're going to want to see where Mars is situated in, these higher ups pockets. Where is Mars located? So you're going to want to check their charts. I don't have all their charts in my head right now. I really just don't. But I do think Mars and the Sun are situated together for Trump. I could be wrong, but I think there was some kind of very big Mars placement in his chart. I can't remember where. It could have been the 10th house. But there's a lot going on. Now, Mars is a malefic, so it does destroy because it's power hungry and it has drive and anger. Remember, Mars is a short temper, just like Aries. Mars has a short fuse, short temper. Mars speaks last, acts first. Okay, so Mars is all action. I'll go ahead and act now, talk later. I'm not for the gift of gab. I'm for the gift of doing and power. And so Mars is feeling really happy right now, and he's just all go, 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 go. So there's a lot really just happening in the world right now, and I don't know how long this vid is going to be up. I don't know, based on that psycho that was like, I'm going to report you. I don't even know why he even bothered coming in here. I put the warning, but obviously people are vicious and hungry for fights. That's what they want to do. So who knows what's going to happen. It would be very unjust if this was taken out, because I haven't done or said anything wrong. I hadn't made any, like, how do you say, like, confirmations. I'm just talking. I'm just talking about what I've seen, and I've used code, and I'm just sitting here just implying. I'm not producing images on this camera about these things. I'm not listing links. I'm not saying sites. I'm not saying anything. So for me to get in trouble with this would be kind of ridiculous. But based on what's been happening all over social media, ridiculousness is what is happening. So I don't know. I hope whoever sees it at the right time. This I do out of love. I do out of concern. And I just want you guys to know that from what I've seen in my phone app, what I'm seeing in these planets, it's a complete alignment right now. There's something very big going on. It's bigger than we've ever known. From the things that I've been privy to know, it's massive. It's shocking. And if all these haters want to run their mouth like haterade right now, let them. Because there is going to be a reckoning. And there is going to be a rising. And there is going to be an epic comeback. And we are going to have the last laugh. Not that it's funny, but we are going to be the ones sitting in authority and power at the end of the day. Because when you sit on the throne of righteousness, and you sit on the throne of truth, and you sit on the throne of intuition and balance and universal justice, believe me, you're in good company. You're in very good company. And so I really urge you all to trust your intuition, please, because that is going to be your guiding light. That is going to be your compass. And if you're going to have any kind of guidance, you need to search your heart. Don't just talk. Don't just look with your eyes. Close your eyes and feel. When people talk or you hear videos, I want you to be led by the Spirit, led by your heart. Don't be led by thoughts and logics. Don't be led by questions. Don't be led by other bullshit. Be led by your heart. You guys need to have a solid intuition. And like I said, based on the people that I've been talking to, just don't talk to them. Even the ones that are your go-to buddies that are right with you with all this, they seem like Debbie Downers. This whole I wish crap is Debbie Downer. And it's just not the energy you need to pray and to feel positive and to believe that there is a greater power in this world. There is a takedown. Pedophilia is not going to live like this, free reign, out of control, forever. It just doesn't. Yes, it's been around for centuries, but it rises and it falls. It rises and it falls. It rises and it falls. Right now, we've had pedophilia be at a rise. Immorality be at a rise. And the only place for it to go now is for a fall. So there is going to be a fall. There's only so much thievery and sneakiness and lies and deception that can rise and happen in their favor. And then it comes down. That's just the law of the universe. It doesn't have to be biblical. It doesn't have to be prophetic. It doesn't have to be political. It doesn't have to be anything. It could just be flat out, plain old universal wisdom. What goes up must come down. Universal wisdom. There is cycles of the seasons. What blooms will die. That is not anything but common universal sense. And for us to believe that summer's going to last forever is ridiculous. It's as ridiculous as this regime to believe that they're going to be in power forever. It's ridiculous. And for the people that are against me, does that mean you're for pedophilia? Does that mean you're for Satanism? Does that mean you are for communism and socialism? Does that mean you are for immorality? Does that mean you are for bias and unfairness? Does that mean that you are hypocritical, saying you want justice for all religions and all beliefs, but this one? See, this is when people have to take a look in the mirror with the moon card, a cold, hard look, and say, what are you standing for? The black pillar or the white pillar? And I don't mean color of races. I mean between a negative and a positive. Between a yes and a no, a right and a wrong. You can't have them both. I mean, we need both for balance, but what I mean is this is about following your intuition and seeing what tips the scale here. Because if you are against, for what I'm talking about, if you are against it, then you are by default for everything else. That's just how it works. There's no gray. At this point, there is no gray. You cannot, this is not, oh my gosh, what was I going to say? This is not Subway, have it your way. You don't get to come in and say, well, I like this bit, but I don't like that bit. And I like that bit, but I don't like this bit. But I'm going to go ahead and pay and buy this bit. You're either coming here to Subway and you're going to get yourself confused. I don't know, honey. I don't know, honey. But whoever's watching this and is not in support of the good side right now, the one that supports children and their protection, the ones that support freedom and its protection, its God-given rights, the ones that support equality and those rights, the ones that support security and those rights, the ones that support small businesses and families and beliefs. If you're not for that, honey, then you're against it. And it's just flat out, that's what it is. That's how it is. You don't get to say it's one or the other, because when you go to the voting booth, you pick a side. You pick a side, and at the end of the day, you pick something based on whatever you think is more so fitting for you. And you weigh out the good and the bad and the ugly, and you weigh out what beliefs are more important than others. That's the judgment call that you make with judgment. You make that call. You don't get to say, well, I like a little but not all of it, but I'm going to pick it anyways. No, you pick it, you pick it. You know how ridiculous that sounds? That's like saying, I went and I slept with this guy, okay? I thought he was pretty cute. He wasn't really my type. But I was lonely. So I went and I slept with this guy. He had a really small, and it sucked, like not in a good way. It was terrible. I didn't enjoy myself. So I'm going to leave, and I'm just going to say I didn't sleep with that guy because I didn't like it. I didn't really like it. Therefore, I didn't actually do it. I mean, yeah, sure, technically took my clothes off and took them inside me, but spiritually, I rejected him. Spiritually, I really didn't want him. So spiritually, I'm just going to pretend that I did not sleep with him, because it was terrible. That is how ridiculous this, I chose the other side, I don't agree with some of those things that they stand for, but I chose them anyways. By the way, I'm still a good person. By the way, I still love children, hopefully not in a sick way. By the way, I still support rights and freedoms. Honey, that doesn't compute. You're either voting to take them away or you're voting to keep them. There's no, what is your confusion here? You either vote to take it away or you vote to keep it. You either say, yes, you can, or no, you won't. And for anyone to say they're just confused and they picked what they thought was lesser of two evils is a child. They are a spiritual baby and they have not matured. They do not have a moral compass. They do not have a strong intuition. They do not have a strong inner guidance. They are not solid in their beliefs. And that is more than an opinion, that is pretty much a fact because the elements of truth are right there. There is no gray. It is either black or white. You either support it or you don't. And it's just ridiculous. It's like going to church on Sunday and saying you love church and you love God and you love everything, but you go to Satan worship on Wednesday. I only do that on Wednesday. It's only on Wednesday. I support the church 99% of the time. I'm there on Sunday. Twice. Doesn't matter. You don't get to pick two worlds. You pick one world, and that's the world you live in. So there needs to be some kind of moral awakening that you're either for stripping all these people of their rights to speak or you're not. That you're for treason or you're not. And if you don't know what that means, you can Google it in the dictionary at least. It's right there. So that's what we're talking about. With the Devil card in Judgment and Justice, the Sun is showing light on here. The Emperor is speaking truth about power and glory. Thank you, Bella, for that beautiful super chat. I appreciate this a lot. So, I just wanted to come out and just speak about this a little bit. And I really just wanted to tell you it's crazy that some of this information came out in the Taurus reading. It's crazy how it's playing out. It's crazy the facts that are coming out. I'm shocked. I was able to read the emails from Wikileaks. I know it's been available for some time, but I was able to go in there and look at them, and just the titles alone were creepy. Also, because I'm an intuitive and I am a psychic, after I read that book with Kathy O'Brien, The Transformation of America, and I recommend you all to read it. When I looked in her emails, I was able to see, like, on the titles, and all of you are welcome to go on there and just look for yourself. You don't take my word for it. Go look. But in all the little labels of the emails were sick words, like nasty stuff, pedophilia stuff, sexual stuff, criminal stuff, treasonous stuff, bribing stuff. I even read an email between her and someone right as Obama was being elected, and there was a concern that Obama was not ready for the presidency for a lack of experience. And there was some going back and forth about, is he the man for the job? And to the basis of the email, it was said that he's a good candidate because he knows how to move a crowd. He was a stepping stone. There was other information about Twitter and Facebook in her emails years ago, years and years ago. And it was saying that we got to meet with these people because they know how to manipulate people. That mainstream media is doing an okay job, but social media has new facts and new graphs and new sciences showing that social media knows how to manipulate and move people. And it actually said in the email that it changes behaviors. I screenshotted it. So it changes behaviors. So it's all, brainwashing kind of stuff. I also saw pictures of underage girls with people's sons, and I'm going to have to talk in code there. Again, the abbreviations, the what do you call it? Initials, HB. I saw the pictures, I screenshotted it, I have them. And it was terrifying. That wasn't the first time I'd seen stuff like that, and I had definitely seen stuff like that before, but just to know that that's out there is insane. Also, what was in there was about probably 1,000 websites of pedophilia and pornographic nature. And the first ones in alphabetical order, the first ones that I saw, had the word baby in it. Baby. So talk about breaking your heart. And if they knew that, which they did, I don't even want to use the word if. They do, and they did, why did they not do anything to change it? Why did they not take them down? Why did they not shut down these internet websites completely? Again, because they are them. But they knew, and it was all there. Screenshotted also the Bohemian Groves name list for 2008, and there was thousands of people. It was so many names. I kind of felt like I was reading the freaking Bible. There are so many freaking names. But you know whose name wasn't on there? No Trumps were on there. Nope. But there was a couple of tutors. Yeah. English tutors. They were on there. They were on that list. We all know what goes down at the Bohemian Grove. And if you don't know, I beseech you to go down the rabbit hole. Anyways, so I saw that. There's a lot more evidence coming to the surface. You guys already know about the famous Italian painter. Again, I can't say the name. Have to speak in code. You guys are going to have to know. If you're in the know, you know. If you're not, then I don't know how to get that to you. I don't know how to get that to you. But he was an inventor and he was an artist and he was Italian. And that is the name of the space equipment that attributed to the fake numbers. And that's all I can say in code. And that has been proven and arrests have been made. Why do you think there's blackouts? Again, this shocking evidence, everything that I've seen is pure Scorpio. It's just pure Scorpio energy. And it's because of the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. It is because of this transformation. Pluto is a major player right now in how these secrets are coming out. The world will be shocked. The world will be shocked, and people's fundamental foundations and beliefs will be rocked. Everyone that's hating on me now, everyone that is spitting and cursing and reporting and freaking out, and everyone that is having a heyday about anybody saying anything, forget First Amendment, right? You can't talk. I'm going to report you. I'm a Nazi. I'm going to report you because I cannot find enough balls to find another life, to get away from this and not listen. Because I cannot fathom that there is people living, speaking and breathing with brains and thoughts of their own. I cannot stomach it or fathom it. I have to get so out of control of my own self and my own spirit and be a child that I have to report it. Because I just can't simply find enough balls or adultness inside of me to just leave and never have entered in the first place. That's how childish it is. You know, people are only angry and scared when you're speaking the truth. Really. I have a lot to lose. I have a lot to lose being here. I have to deal with children like that. Evil, little, disgusting imps like that. I have to deal with them. I have to deal with hate. I have to deal with psycho reporters. I have to deal with big tech smacking down on people. I have to deal with that. I have things to lose. I am not here to be having fun. I'm not here to get likes and views and subscriptions, because I swear to the good God, I have lost half of my channel for speaking what I speak. And I only speak it once in a blue moon. I have lost. I have haters, liars. I have psychos. They can't stand it. So please know that I'm on here for you, to hopefully be a light in the dark somewhere. Why? Because I feel that's my duty. I feel like if I am born here as a Sagittarius person, I am born here, and part of my purpose is to spread truth and the light. That is my rising Sag. I am born here for that. This is what I want to do. This is what I was meant to do. This is how people are to see me. This is my job. This is part of my mission. This is my duty as a soul. This is my duty as a light worker, to protect children from pedophiles and to protect people from Nazis, and to speak about it. Because if I don't, who will? Thank God I'm a Saggy, because people have such tiny little quail egg balls. They don't have the balls that I have to get on here. They do not have the balls. They are scared and they have quail eggs. So I am very thankful for being a Sagittarius, that I can have determination and gumption and balls and bravery and strength and knowingness and intuition and a moral compass and a very awesome intuitive power to seek out the bullshit from the not. I feel very blessed. I thank God every day for who I am, the mind I have to be here. Period. Period. And I know that God has always been on my side. Always. I wouldn't be as intuitive and as good as I am on my freaking channel doing tarot, and I am good. And maybe that's arrogant, but I am fucking really good. And I didn't get here by myself. I didn't go to school for ages to be this good. I'm this good because I was born to be this good. I'm this good because God backs me up on it. I'm this good because the Spirit is with me and in me. That's a blessing and a gift. I didn't have to bust my ass for it. It was given to me, and I'm gracious. And in return for my gifts, I give back. That's in return In return, I share the knowledge I find. In return, I give to you what I have. In return, I help people have peace in their lives so they know the truth if their lover is cheating on them or being a psycho or worth the wait or not. I help people get a good head on their shoulders. I help people trust themselves. I help people believe in another world, in another higher power, in a spiritual realm that they can't see. That's my gift. And I have the gift to prove it. And time after time, 9 times out of 10, I freaking prove it. I've had prophecies. They've come true. I've spoken about earthquakes. They happened. I spoke about peeping toms and stalkers for my people, and it happened. I've given warnings. I've gotten warnings about people having cancer, and it happened. These are prophetic blessings that I have. They're not from me because I'm some special person. God chose me. I'm not the best prophetic speaker in the world. Maybe not on any platform am I even near the best. I don't have millions of followers and churches and congregations. I don't have camera lights on me. I'm not here seeking fame. I'm not here freaking 500,000 subscribers and counting. I'm not here with a 1 million subscribers plaque begging for the dollars. I'm not here for that. I started this channel because I was here for love. I started this channel because I have a gift. And when I went out there in the world and I saw what was on YouTube, I saw a bunch of fake ass people. And I saw people that could only do half as good as I can. And I'm not trying to be arrogant, but that's the truth. I saw a bunch of people that did it only half as good. And they weren't giving it all. I saw people that were pretending like they had gifts when they were just looking for dollars. It was a lie. And again, I have that intuition to point these people out. And I couldn't sit there and have the gifts that I have and not share it. Spirit was like, you should. I thought YouTube was a joke. I never would have been here, ever. I was too realistic. But I came. I was led. I was really led. I can honestly say I found this stumbling on it. I stumbled upon this. And obviously God wanted me to have a bigger platform. It may not be the biggest in the world. It may not be the biggest and the baddest out there on YouTube, because it's not. But I know I'm doing my purpose. So when I look at the numbers and I see them dropping like flies, and I see fuckers debate things and dispute things because they're mad at what I'm saying, and I dispute it. I'm like, go ahead, because that's not what I'm here for. I'm thankful for all those things that I have. I'm very thankful, super thankful. But I have bigger fish to fry. I have bigger missions for my soul. This feels very much like an apocalyptic, biblical, monumental, global, massive shift in awareness. I could either be angry that I was reincarnated at this time, or I can be thankful they chose me to be a voice at this time. And I believe, because all the people that I talk to, my family, my friends even, they get so doubtful. They lose hope. And me, the optimistic Sag, here to bring the light in a dark room again, is helpful. I must have had some kind of goodness in me in a past life to put me here now and have beautiful children, a wonderful home, a loving and caring family, a voice on a platform with you people, I must have done something right. I must have done something right because I'm here and the haters aren't. So I must have done something right because I was led here. Like I said, I encourage you guys to do your own research. If you're not doing your research, you're half-assing it. I don't expect you to be as obsessed with research as me because I think I'm probably over the top. I have an ability to learn things very quickly and an ability to read very quickly and an ability to grasp information very quickly and decipher it very quickly. That's a gift. So if I share something with you, know there's man-hours behind it. What I've delivered to you tonight was weeks of gathering, was weeks of late nights, was days reading emails, was time spent away from my kids reading books. You know, when everyone else is watching their favorite shows and having a glass of wine and talking with their friends or hanging out with their loved ones or doing their hair and makeup or, you know, whatever the fuck other people are doing, what I do is read, look, research, gather, like it's air. Like if I don't do that, I'm not breathing. When I'm cooking dinner, I'm watching something about what's going on in the world. Deep state, deep web, dark web, internet stuff. When I'm cooking, when I'm doing dishes, I've got my headphones in and I'm listening to this shit. I'm feeding people and listening. And when I'm in the bath, I'm reading this site, that site, clarifying it. Is this a trustworthy site? Is this not? Who is this guy that said this? Is he qualifiable? Where does he come from? Let me check his page. Let me see his site. What's he all about? Where's he getting his information? Where are they getting their information? Who's this person? Are they real? I'm going down fucking rabbit holes. Like a little freaking rabbit. Hoppity hop, hop, hop. When I'm in the car driving, I'm listening to this shit. People talking, people speaking. I'm listening to generals and military, ex-generals. I'm listening to people that have been working for media stations for 17 years. I'm listening to people that are coming out of government and confessing. I'm listening to confessions on videos. I'm listening to lawyers. I'm listening to doctors. I'm listening to these people. And not just them. I listen to multiple. I have to get multiple viewpoints. I can't just hear one. I have to hear multiple. I have to look at graphs. I'm busy looking at graphs. I'm busy listening to scientists, forensics, physics. I'm listening to astrologers. Okay, Joni Petrie, Raj Kapel, Simon Chakowski. I'm listening. On top of all of that, which is a mountain of work, I have to go in my office and get freaking astrology charts and check on these people. Let me check this astrologer. Let me check this politician. Let me check that politician. Let me check this guy. Let me check this chart. Are they honest? Are they real? Let me look at their freaking chart. I'm looking at all this. Checking astrology charts. Checking their back. I mean, I am, maybe you could say obsessed or focused. I prefer the latter. I feel I'm focused. I feel it's important. It's just how I am. So if you're not, I'm not condemning you. If you're not spending every waking free second you have researching, I don't blame you. That's hard and it's time consuming. But don't come on my channel and bash me like I'm some ignorant, hateful fool, because I'm far from it. I'm very accepting and I'm very loving, and there's not a soul on this planet that I wouldn't hug, love, or help. So second, guess yourself before you start your bashing. Second, guess yourself, because I can guarantee you, you're wrong. And if it's evil to want to protect these children, if it's evil and dark of me To protect the underdog, the one that's being hated and spat on for doing nothing wrong? If it's wrong of me to look at facts, at someone loving a country for free, being an outsider, a sore thumb, standing up for people to be in charge and not him, if I'm being judged because I have a common sense opinion on that, which is, wow, that's a nice guy right there. Sounds like a good person to me. By the way, I have a really awesome intuition about people and I'm kind of fucking psychic. So yeah, that's a little bit of an attribution to my common sense as well. Mix those two together and I think I have a valid opinion. But it's my opinion, not yours. And if, you want my opinion, I mean, you probably don't, but do you want my honest opinion about you since you're so nice to give it to me? My honest opinion about you is either A, you're completely ignorant and you refuse to look at anything factual. You refuse to go down rabbit holes. You refuse to research and you refuse to open your eyes, which makes you ignorant. Or B, you're cruel and you're evil and you're dark and you're sick and you like what they support. That is my opinion. So when I see people on the other side, that is my opinion. Either B, you're one of them, or A, you're just too dumb to look any further. And I hate to say that, but that is the truth. Because what good is coming from that side? Tell me. In fact, can someone tell me what good is coming from that side? I would like to know. There's nothing good coming from that side. And I don't mean, let me rephrase that, because they're going to go, oh, well, the media said this. There's nothing good, factual, coming from that side. Now, if you go based on lies and headlines and mainstream media little cheerleaders, and those are your opinions, no, that's regurgitated lies. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying what good is coming from the regurgitated lies. Anyone can make something sound really good. I bet you I could promote the devil and make him sound really good. I might even just try it for fun. Let me just have a little fun with that. Well, first of all, the devil is really good looking. And when I mean good looking, super good looking. Like, wow, the devil is extremely good looking. By the way, he's such a smooth talker. I mean, when he talks, wow, it just lights up a room. He is charismatic. He is gorgeous. He knows how to use his tongue. He knows how to talk. He's very educated. Man, Satan is so educated. He could quote you every verse from the Bible. He could quote you whatever you want to hear. He knows how to use his hands. Oh my gosh. And when you talk about sexual energy, he is like, what? No one tops him. He's just the best. And he has a lot of money. Yes, Satan has a lot of money. He's rich. He can get you things beyond your wildest dreams. He can take you on the best trips. He can give you the best time. I mean, seriously, what is wrong with this guy? Good looking, charming, smooth talker, good in bed. By the way, your parents are going to love him because Satan is so good with his words. I can guarantee you, your parents are going to love him. He's so friendly. He gets along with everyone. And he just, he's so convincing. He is so demanding too, in a very sexy, authoritative, dominant way. I just love that he takes control of the situation. He takes control of the room. He's really inspirational and extremely determined and well achieved. You see, I can twist that and make Satan sound awesome. I could make Satan sound really, really awesome. It's all how you want to spin it. So please, by all means, when I say what is good on that side, don't tell me the media spin on that bullshit. I mean the actual paperwork, the fundamentals. What are the bills they're signing? into law? What kind of things do they support? Those things. How have they treated people? What do they say to people? Their morals and their ethics. That's what I'm talking about. Not the way media spins it, but the actual facts. Because the actual facts about Satan is he's a traitor. He's a liar. He likes to hurt people, and he craves blood. He likes to see suffering and hardship. He wants everything that is not godly. That's the facts about Satan. And it doesn't matter how much I want to spin it and make him sound awesome. The facts about him is he's dark and he's evil and he's sick. In the head, in his mind and in his heart. He's wrong and he's twisted and he's evil. He wants to hurt children. He's attracted to children. He likes to see people die and suffer. There's nothing good about that. And it doesn't matter how many times I want to tell you how attractive and how good he is. In other terms, it doesn't change the fundamental facts of who he is. And that's what I'm talking about, the media spin. You have to look at the fundamentals of someone. And they say you can tell the spirit of a person by their fruit. If that is the truth, look at DJT's fruit. How about just the fruit of his loins? His kids are pretty damn well-rounded. They're good. A lot of them are Jewish. Believe it or not, he's not a Nazi. Yep, his kids are Jewish. They married a Jew. Ivanka's married to a Jew. Her kids had all that Jewish stuff going on. They're all Jewish. They wear little hats and all that shit. They help people. They're supportive. They're kind. They believe in goodness. They don't have drug problems. They don't have abuse problems. His fruit seems pretty damn good. But look at the other side's fruit. What is their fruit? Not good. Drugs, drinking, pedophilia, secrets, lies. If you could tell a man by his fruit, or his spirit by his fruit, that says a lot. It really does. It says a lot. It says a lot about their fruit. Anyways. As much as I dislike people, I would never say I hate them. So seeing that you just said I hate Trump, you're an idiot. And you're very judgmental. And you're very cold and hard-hearted. And you have deep-rooted issues. And the very fundament of who you are is centered in pain. You hate your life. You hate your experiences on this planet. You hate how you've been treated by others. And you're looking for an outlet. And to join a hateful crowd gives you the outlet the same way somebody with anger issues wants to punch a punching bag. Wants to kick someone's ass because they're angry. That's you. You want to hate him because you're angry. Because if you were a happy person and you had a good life and you were joyful, you wouldn't have hate in your heart. Not one bit. So that comment actually said a lot about you, more than it did about him, because he doesn't know who you are. And could probably care less. But you seem to care an awful lot about him. And that's sad, honestly. Anyways, I'm just going to do a reading tonight on what's going on in the world. We'll just see what the next, say, week has in store. What is the next week going to do within, what is it, 7 days, I guess. I'm going to use my Chakra Tarot. All right. Thank you for supporting me, my love. But the good news about me is, since I'm a Saggy, I can fight all alone in a room. I don't need any back. I'm not sorry to a soul for what I feel and believe, because I know I'm right. I'm guarded with truth, intuition, love, light, wisdom. I'm guarded. I feel it. I'm safe. Those people are just sad little people. Sad little people. Sad, scared, painful little people. I think the best thing we could do about them is just pray. Pray that they're going to be at peace with the light that's about to be bestowed on them. Because the truth is, when the truth comes out, all these haters are going to feel like crap unless they're evil themselves. If they're evil themselves and they like to rape kids and they like to steal and they like to cheat, then they'll probably always be mad. Even when the truth comes out, these sick people will still be mad because they have twisted fetishes. They have twisted evil values. So there's some people that are still going to be mad, but mostly, even the people that are on that side, once the truth is revealed about all the pedophilia and all the lies and all the deception, they're probably going to be awakened and they're going to be repentant. And they're going to be sorry that they even were led astray on this path. And that's why Jesus says, I'm going to give them a second chance. They're going to have a second chance. They're going to have judgment. It's going to be bestowed. They're going to have revelations. And maybe they'll choose right this time. And if not, well, we know what happens to them. We know what happens to them. They make their own karmic hell. So don't worry, just pray for them. All right, so what's going to happen over the next week? What's going to happen over the next week? Because like I said, with the facts that are being revealed, you're either an idiot and you need to be awakened and you're going to be shocked and you're going to feel bad, or B, you're just like them, which is terrible. It's going to be one or the other when all this comes out. What's going to be happening over the next week? And if you guys want to see any of the things I'm talking about, like I said, and I'll re-mention it again, you're going to want to go to rumble.com and you're going to want to go to Clout Hub. Get yourself registered on there. It's a social media site. And Vimeo also has videos. So yeah, just keep an eye out. Follow your intuition. There's ways to get information, even when the news isn't sharing it. And by all means, look at the Wikileaks. Okay, let's go ahead and get a reading for what's going to be happening over the next week. First thing first, 5 of coins. Over the next week, there's going to be feeling like a loss, a terrible dark night of the soul, suffering, painful, painful, painful. It can't get any worse. Dragged through the mud, just terribly drawn to sadness. This is the depth of loss and grief and sorrow. And that is the overall message with that. The underall message, wow, shocking enough, that supports this, is another 5. And this is the 5 of Cups. There's going to be remorse, guilt, sadness, grief, suffering, a terrible heavy weight. These are both very heavy to bear. They're both blue, which is the throat chakra. So we're going to be suffering and grieving over truth. Over the next week, there's going to be a grieving and a suffering of truth. Whoever and however that touches us. There will be a grieving. Complete loss. And the 5s from the Major Arcana, the Hierophant, represent challenge and change of beliefs and community, which is groups. So there's going to be sufferings in large numbers, large groups, lots of suffering, lots of sadness over the next week. What is going to be crossing this? Like, why is it going to feel so sad? What is the heart of the matter here? What is crossing us over the next week as a collective? More truth. Look at this. Blue, blue, blue. Have you ever seen true blue? Like right now? I haven't. Another blue card. The throat chakra. The Emperor. So one of the real things we're going to be suffering and grieving about is the man in charge. The authority. The government. The control. Okay? We're going to be suffering and grieving either A, about the loss of having a good man in power, or B, suffering because there's a terrible man in power. Okay, and that's for either side. There's going to be that grief. Okay, what supports that, bottom of the deck, is 8 of Cups. And we have a walking away. Again, feeling abandoned or feeling like we need to abandon something. But the 8 of Cups is Scorpio. And it represents walking away, leaving something behind. We were once really, really, really happy. And now it's very painful to leave it behind. So there is a very painful loss in letting go of power and authority. And we are going to be grieving over letting go of the power and authority, or just grieving in the truth that is discovered in the people with the Emperor that are in power and authority. We may just be terribly grieving the truth of that, which could be what we're going to find. Show me the past. Show me the past. In the past, we have 2 reversals. Queen of Swords and 6 of Coins. These are both crown chakra. No. These are both third eye chakra. This is the chakra tarot. So the third eye chakra is intuition and knowings. But when they're both in reverse, the Queen of Swords is a vicious bitch, basically. She's a tyrant. She's a lying sack. She's a lying POS. She's vengeful. She's terrible. She's conniving. She's a trickster. She's mean. She's blunt. And she says things that cut you. She's mean. And anyways, that's the past. With the 6 of Pentacles in reverse, it represents a lack of fairness, an inequality, injustice, okay? Someone getting a little and someone getting a lot, and that's not fair. So a lot of unfairness and injustice in the past, and that was a knowing and a feeling and an intuition. Libra energy there, both sides, right there, okay? Virgo, of course, but I feel like it's more so Libra because of the scales. It could be Virgo, Richard. What are we dealing with currently right now? What's going to be happening in the upcoming week, in the very current upcoming parts of the week? What's going to be coming? Okay, I keep almost getting them, but they don't fly out. Spirit, please guide my hands and give me a message. What are going to be the events through the upcoming week for the collective. Well, we're going to get them all. Shit. First of all, the very first card for the beginning of the week is the Wheel of Fortune. This is turning around. This is changing. And this is Jupiter energy. And it talks about God's role, God's hand in this. That's the tarot. Okay? And it talks about divine intervention, divine power, divine authority, and just universal law. That once something is completed with the number 10, it's time for a change. So there's this change in cycles, a change in patterns. And mostly what this means for this upcoming week is there's going to be a massive, massive change. And it's divinely orchestrated. The next card that we have coming in is the Eight of Coins, Virgo energy. We're going to be paying attention to the details, bogged down and focused. We're going to be very, very focused and working very hard at stabilizing a situation. It's going to take all of our strength and all of our power to reestablish. There's also going to be a lot of spending of money on items, probably preparation of who knows the shitstorm to come, but there's going to be a lot of focus on that and a lot of detail-oriented work as far as your research, your job, your career, your household, everything. You're going to be very in tune with that. The next card that comes out is the Two of Swords. And this is going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult to deal with. Very Libra energy. And again, this is talking about making a good decision, making a choice, feeling torn. What side do I go on? Who do I believe? What should I do? Trying to follow your intuition here, because you are not looking, because she's blindfolded, you're not looking at facts. You're not looking at media. You're not looking at what's in front of you, because that can be tainted. That can be messed with. There's movie magic every day. There's all kinds of deceivers. And so this is, I'm not going to be deceived by what I see. I'm going to be driven by my heart, my spiritual emotions, and I'm going to make a choice here. Okay? It could mean that also maybe you need to look at more facts and trust your intuition. And maybe you need to open your eyes, pick a side, go down the rabbit hole. The next card that comes up for you is the Five of Wands in reverse, which is kind of good, but not. But again, truth comes up, the throat chakra. And this talks about not fighting anymore, not wanting to fight anymore, but there is kind of still a fight going on. But there's going to be over the next week, a kind of pulling back from the fight. Just a pulling back, okay? I feel like I don't want to sit here and be in debate. And look at the colors of the rainbow. Green, red, orange, blue. That is so cool. We need yellow. And we need indigo. We're going to have all the colors here. All the colors of the rainbow. So that tells me there's going to be a large coming together. I know it doesn't feel that way right now, but there will be. Over the next coming week, there's going to be unity and balance and centering and meditation and following your intuition, following your own inner guidance. There is going to be a strong pull to do that this upcoming week and really start praying. Maybe even putting up an altar. I'm definitely envisioning altars with a picture on it, with candles, and just praying and centering and sending out good vibes, sending out good energy, and just not letting this take you down kind of thing. Let's get another card. The next one is the Four of Coins in reverse. And this is going to be a letting go. I'm going to let go and let it grow. I'm going to let go and let God take care of this. I'm going to let go and let the universe take care of this, because the truth of the matter is, as much as we like to go down the rabbit hole and get all this information, we cannot be too bogged down with it. We have to find peace. We must. In the midst of the storm, there's an eye of the storm, and in the eye of the storm, it is calm. And that is where we will find our center. We're going to be in the center of that storm, and we're going to look up, and we're going to feel calm. Because if you keep your eyes on the universe, on the Creator, on God, if you keep your eyes on Him, you can walk on water. You can overcome the storm. And so there is going to be this beautiful balance and restoration for the people. And that's starting now, and it's going to be throughout the week. The next card we have is, oh my gosh, I don't want to show you. It's the Tower. It's in reverse, but I don't care which way it is. It's not a good card. This week there is going to be a shocking event, which we've talked about Pluto. It's here. We're going to have it. It's already happening. But when it's in reverse, it's like it's not a shock. It's already happening. Basically, it means if you guys get some shocking event this week, it's not really going to be that shocking. And you're kind of going to be like, you know what? I saw it coming. Am I really that shocked? It's like everyone's, and I hear people and it's kind of funny. Well, maybe it's not funny. I mean, I've been down the rabbit hole for years. I guess if I was new and young and gullible or naive, and I learned about all this sick shit, I probably would go throw up and just shiver and shake and be shocked because it was too much to digest at one time. It would probably be scary. But because I've been in it and I've, graduated level by level by level by level getting in, it's not shocking. And there's nothing that they could ever show me that would be shocking. Based on what I've read and seen, there's nothing that would be shocking. From pedophilia to sexual fetishes to people in power and big names to satanic rituals and worship. I mean, what could you shock me with? What could you shock me with? Maybe Sagittarians are the only ones that can really handle that shit. But I handle that shit and I've seen it. There's nothing that would shock me. In some of the emails that I read, there was sick fetishes that I know you know who likes. One of which is shitting in their mouth and drinking pee. And that might shock a lot of people, but from what I've read, these sick people in power like that nasty shit. And it's gross. Down to the smells and, incestual. It's all satanic, sick stuff. So like I said, the things that I've come across, it doesn't shock me because I've seen it. It's terrible. And if people are blind and they don't know what's going on, and that's just, they need to wake up. Maybe you should just start baby steps before you start seeing what's going to be exposed. Look at the sexual, well, I guess they called it, child sex rings? Just start with that one. Baby steps. Get into the sex rings, read up on that, see what countries were involved, see what higher powers were involved, see how the police were involved, the judges were involved, the politicians were involved, multiple countries. Start there. Just know that that's happening. Then you can probably get into why are they doing this? Okay, it's happening at a church. What the actual F? Look into the Bohemian Grove. Look into cults. Look into satanic stuff. Start baby steps. Start getting into that. You know what I'm saying? Don't digest everything that I've digested in one gulp, because when these things are exposed, you're going to be shocked. Probably shell-shocked at who did what and why. And, start reading up the histories on some of these people. Someone says, I was raised in a cult. Well, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. I had to read about this stuff and you actually experienced it. Which is, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. But yeah. So looking at that tower, I think this week there's going to be some things exposed. Part of you are going to be shocked, but the other part is, why am I shocked? We've been warned. We've been warned. We've been reading this. We've been prepared for this. We knew this was happening. We just didn't want to look at it. These are those things that you just don't want to look at because it's so ugly. And I have some people that claim they're empaths that just don't want to look at it. And it's because it is too painful. And when I try to talk or I try to share or I try to reveal some of the things I've seen or share a picture of what I've screenshotted or whatever, they say, don't. Please don't send me another one. And please don't talk about it. Because their heart, their little heart and their little spirit and their little soul, they just can't handle the darkness. And it's kind of like that movie, You Can't Handle the Truth. Some people can't. Truly, some people can't handle the truth. And they're going to be surprised. And I'll tell you what's going to be happening over the next week is people are going to have a very hard time digesting and swallowing the red pill. It's going to be like a big ass horse pill and they can't swallow it. And this is in many facets. It doesn't have to be political. I know I'm kind of staying political on this reading. It doesn't have to be these facets. But, you know, I was watching one of my favorite shows and reading a piece on what's going to happen in the upcoming season, and I was completely disgusted. And I was like, wow, as if 2020 couldn't get any worse. Now I just stepped into 2021 and it said, hold my beer. And that's literally what's going on. Like, my show was ruined. Like, they've ruined the show. And I'd been watching it for 14 seasons. I'm not going to mention the show because I don't want any spoiler alerts. But it was on the Up channel. I love the Up channel. I support the Up channel. FYI, wink, wink to those that are awake and know exactly what I'm talking about. Anyways, y'all know. If you know, you know. If you don't, you need to go down the rabbit hole. Anyways, I do support the Up channel. So that being said, this is the freaking tower, and it's almost like I'm rejecting it. F you, tower. F you, tower. I will not accept what you're giving me. I do not want it. I don't want it. I don't want this. I don't want to hear it. No. I don't want to see it. I don't want to speak it. I don't want to believe it. No, this can't be true. You know, and I think there's going to be a lot of denial this week. And I don't know who and how and what's going to be happening, but there's going to be a lot of denial. And it's just, I can't imagine this. And refusal to stand up for what's right with the Five of Swords. I'm sorry, yeah, the Five of Wands, my bad. There's going to be this refusal with the Five of Wands, and it's like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to get in. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to believe it. This is messing with my faith. This is messing with my belief system. I cannot accept this download. And so there is going to be some people that can't accept it. And I've talked about this before, and I'm just going to touch on it spiritually. When you're here and you're reincarnated, and you're supposed to be on this planet, experiencing all the experiences, if you ever feel like you don't want to be here or you can't be here, that's a very heavy karma. And you're going to have to work with that, because you're going to have to muster up the strength inside of you to want to be here, because your soul needs to learn this lesson. You were here. If you weren't supposed to be here, you would not be here. So you have to work with that. I can't be here. I can't deal with this kind of energy. Even for me, let's just say this week was going to be the worst week of my life. And everything that I don't want to happen was happening. And I was losing, and I was under Nazi regime, and it was global, you know, New World Order, and we were going to be suffering, and, you know, kids were going to be threatened, and guns were going to be taken, and rights are going to be taken, and neighbors are going to be reporting, and it was like a living hell. Let's just say that was my existence. Let's just say this was what's happening to me. I would have to find peace in the storm. And my peace would be many things. It would be my puppy, it'd be my kids, it'd be God, it'd be my beliefs, it'd be prayer, it'd be song, it'd be music. It'd be the sunshine, because no matter what hell is happening on earth, the sun's always there. It would be the moon. She's always there. She's always there. It would be the wind in the trees. It'd be the brisk, cool air on the outside, breathing in. It'd be the peace at looking at a starlit night. I would have to find peace in the storm. And this is where we have to get our grounding. And it's a masterful skill. But once you master that skill, honey, you're going to be set for life. And there's nothing that can shake you. And I use that skill even in relationships, because when your relationships are falling out all around you and people are dying and things are happening, you need to find that inner peace and that center in the storm. The eye of the storm, you're going to have to find it, because if you lose your shit at what's going on around you, you're not mastering yourself. And that's what you're here to do. You're here to master yourself. Everyone's journey is different. Some people are meant here to refuse this knowledge. And as much as I dislike that, the truth of the matter is, these ignorants, these weirdos that refuse knowledge, they're here to do that. They're here to learn hard lessons. For some reason, that's their soul's incarnation. They're here to learn them the hard way. They're here to have some sense of suffering. And they're just not here for moksha. They're not here for the awakening. They're not here for the healing. They're here for the suffering. And I just have to know each soul is here for a different purpose. I am not the God that brought them here. That's between them. And we have to remember that too when we're here. And these people are dark and evil. Just know that that's their incarnation. Maybe that's their incarnation, which is a living hell. Maybe that's the hell that they created. Maybe that's the karma they created. You know, and at the end of the day, these people that are so angry and they're so hateful, they're just really unhappy. They're really hurt, because hurt people hurt people. They're really unhappy. They're suffering, and they just don't know how to say it. They spew hate. They do bad things. They hurt people. They don't know how to say, I'm not happy. I'm suffering. I'm missing something. I'm missing something inside of me, and I don't know what it is. The best gift we can give this world is to love our enemies. And for me to say that says a lot, because I'm a fiery beast. But when I really think about it, loving my enemies is the best gift I could give to this planet, because in a sense, I would want to heal them. And by healing them, I'm healing the world. And by healing that person or sending good vibrations or love, I'm transmuting hate into love. And instead of spazzing out about their disgusting ignorance, I can look inside and see how lost they are and have sympathy. And I'll also have gratitude, because thank God I'm not in that position. Thank God I am not that lost. I'm very grateful. So again, you have to find the eye of the storm. You're going to have to find some kind of center here. Bottom of the deck here is the Hierophant. And that's the overall, underall energy about what's going on here currently this week. And it is the foundations. It is challenging beliefs, because the number 5 represents challenge. The Hierophant represents collective groups, belief systems, organizations, congregations, religious, political alike. All of the above. It just represents like a sect of people that you belong to, some kind of an organization, a community. And the overall, underall, scenario of what's going on is that's being questioned. That's what's being changed. That's what's being worked on. That's what's being decided upon. That's what you're either choosing to fight or pull away from. This is what you're letting go of with the Four of Coins, is letting go of some of these belief systems. And the Tower flat out just represents it's happening whether you like it or not. And that it starts with divine authority, with the Wheel of Fortune, and it ends with the divine authority, the Wheel of Fortune. I'm sorry, Tower. I don't know why I said that. But you see what I'm saying? Okay, so what does Spirit see? God, what do you see over all of this? Like, what do you see, Spirit? Speak through me, work through me. Give me a message for all those watching. What do you see happening this week? What do you want to say about this? Channel, I'm open to being a channel. I'm open to receiving this message from you, Spirit. What do you see? What do you see? Ten of Swords. Spirit sees an ending, a painful death, a painful ending. I'm not biased here. Literally, the word I heard was treason. I'm really not being biased. I wish you could be in my head. That was what came to my mind with this Ten of Swords. A spirit sees a takedown of treason. A spirit sees that. That's okay. I don't need to dispute that. A painful death. A very painful ending. A reality check that is cold. It's a reality check that doesn't feel good. It's a reality check that is cold and painful and just difficult. And it feels so bad. It doesn't feel good. And it's just shocking. There's going to be restlessness, but there's going to be peace in the fact that whatever was is dead. Because the Ten of Swords kind of represents that. And it just represents the death of all the painful fighting, all the betrayal. I mean, if this was a relationship, it means that if you've suffered in a relationship and you've taken all you can take in a bad relationship, it means that this is it. You're not going to suffer anymore. This is the end of that. It's painful, but it's true. This one last push is the end of the suffering. It's going to be a painful push, but it's the last one because there's a new beginning happening with the number 10, 10. There is a cycle completed. You're going to come out of this fresh, okay? So there's just a cold, hard reality check. There's a definite ending. Spirit says it's going to be hard to deal. It's going to hurt. You're going to breathe in and you're going to feel like you're inhaling needles. And that's what Spirit kind of showed me. People are just going to be inhaling needles on both sides. And it's because of this. Whatever truth is going to be found out and discovered, the people on our side are going to be crying and hurting because the suffering that happened and we couldn't stop it. We're going to find out that all this time while we've been living our lives, these atrocities have been happening under our nose and we didn't do anything about it. That's going to be painful to see, hear, and take. On the other side, it's going to be, I feel so bad that I didn't believe. I feel so bad that I was blind. I feel so bad that I hated people that stood up against this. I feel terrible. That's kind of that's what Spirit sees, that both sides are going to be suffering. And in some sense of two of us suffering, well, two sides suffering at the revelation, which is the Tower, there's going to be some kind of a healing and a unity because we're going to be suffering together. Maybe not for the same reasons, but about the same situation. And there's just going to be this honest to goodness opening. And there is going to be a coming together. And there will be a separating of the wheat and the tares. And by that I mean the people that are like the evil, and they are the evil, they will be separated. And the people that are just deceived, they will come to the light. They will see that truth. And they will be repentant. And I won't deny Christ. I won't deny love. I won't deny God. I won't deny the universal creator's powers. I won't deny it anymore. They'll be overwhelmed with such love. A lot of them will make the right decision, but a lot of them won't. And we have to be prepared for that. It's going to be sad for the world, not just us. Remember the Hierophant, that's a group. It's sad for many. And there is going to be some people that are more Five of Cups, emotionally just torn apart. And there is going to be some people that are just financially broken, physically broken, and in so much pain and suffering. They're going to need help. Spirit, show me what's in the future. Show me what's in the future with this upcoming week. What will the results bring? Spirit, use these cards. Show my collective that's watching the future. Protect this message. Send your angels to protect this message. Show me the truth. Seven of Coins. This week in the future, there's going to be a disappointment. And things aren't going to happen as fast as you'd like them to happen. Because it's not God's time. It's not divine time. The seed is planted. And it's growing. But it's not ready yet. There's a specific time, date, and place. And the sevens are very biblical. There may be something along the lines of sevens. Sevens are going to be a prominent number. And again, there's going to be this instant disappointment with, I'm not instantly happy with the results. But I know that it's coming. I know that this is going to be good. So there's going to be a restoration that takes time. And I think that's more what I'm feeling. There's going to be a restoration that takes time. Because I think everyone's going to be so wounded with this Ten of Swords. You're so wounded. They're so wounded. The world is so wounded. And it's just going to take time to heal, but it will get back in order. It will be at peace again. Again, the word here is keep the faith. The purple is that crown chakra. Be awakened, be enlightened, be at peace. The bottom of the deck for the future is the High Priestess. That is a holding back. There's going to be disappointment with holding back. Maybe people want blood. They're not going to get it. Maybe people want instant reform. You're not going to get it. The High Priestess represents the ultimate divine feminine power. And that to me means the number 2 is a choice. And she represents the hidden knowledge, the secrets, and the wisdom, the Torah, the first books of the Bible. There's going to be something about a 7 and Israel. I don't know what that means. I don't. But there's going to be something about a 7 and Israel. Maybe lots of sevens, maybe sevens with zeros on it, I don't know. But Israel's going to have a place in this future because of Jerusalem. There's going to be a biblical situation with Israel. There's something that's going to happen there. There is a time limit, there is dates, there is specific things that have to happen a specific way is what I'm hearing, and it has to be aligned with what Spirit sees. Messages will come through slowly but surely. Again, there's going to be a disappointment, but keep the faith, because whatever is done in the dark will come to the light. That is a solar plexus card, and that talks about confidence and healing. So be confident that there will be healing and restoration and balance with the number 2. Choices will be made. I'm going to go ahead and clarify that with an animal tarot. It's so weird, like it was dark and like the sun just rose. I don't know, I just looked behind me and it was bright. It was bright white light from the snow. And I think that was telling, because I didn't notice that it was bright at all before then. But as soon as I pulled these cards, I felt the sun come out. So it's, you know, it's funny, it's kind of an omen though, because it's like, it's winter, it's cold. Even though the sun's out, it's not warm. And I think that's kind of going to be how it feels in the future. The sun's going to come out, but it's not warm. If you haven't lived in a cold, snowy place, you don't know what I'm talking about. But for those of you that have, you know what I mean. Even when the sun's out, doesn't mean it feels warm. It takes time to really warm up and melt things away. And so kind of that's what I feel. It's going to take some time to melt away the pain of this reality. It's all also about following your intuition, trusting your instincts, being guided. Spirit, give me a spiritual animal oracle, please, for the future, for those watching in the collective group. Ironically, we have the hyena. Bottom of the deck, we have the rabbit. Recognize your significance. The bottom line under all overall energy is go down the rabbit hole. Just go. What are you waiting for? You either are watching me and you hate me, but somehow you've still been watching. Or you love me. And you've been down the rabbit hole. Either way, keep going. Keep going down the rabbit hole. Look into what I'm talking about. Go on Rumble. Go on CloutHub. Go on the dark web. Figure out some of this stuff. Look at research. Read books. Order them. Start with Transformation of America. Research that. Look at the Bohemian Grove. Maybe start at really baby steps. Look at satanic practices, how that came into being. I don't know, but just start somewhere. And that's the High Priestess, and that's the rabbit. But the hyena says, dare to be different. So let's read it. Hyenas are very intelligent and most unusual animals. They originate from Uranus and step into Earth through Sirius. All creatures from Uranus are harbingers of change. Ooh, I like that. Harbingers of change. And they often behave in ways that challenge the norm and bring about social transformation. Holy crap, Yeah, that's talking about our future there. That's the Hierophant all day long. Challenge and change. Hyenas are uniquely experimenting with variants of long legs and short back ones. Unusually, females are the leaders and heavier than the males. Now, I do feel that for the future with the High Priestess there. I do think whatever side this is on, I don't give a crap. This is just a true confession about the future. Feminine energy will be more in power in the future. Feminine energy. And that can come from a male or a female. But feminine energy will be in power. It's just about love and nurturing. Love and nurturing is what's going to be really prominent. But also intelligence, very, very intelligent. Usually females are the leaders and heavier than males. Archangel Jophiel works with these animals to keep their connection to Uranus clear. These sociable and disciplined animals are learning and teaching about love, family, and community within a tight and social structure. They express their intentions with great clarity. Their sole mission is to accept that they are different. And what I'm hearing with that big message is the future is different and there's no going back. It's going to be different, period. The sole mission is to accept that they are different, and they are also learning to understand balance with their opposing qualities, like cowardice with boldness and timidity with ferocity. So timid people with ferocious people. Cowardice with boldness. Their service mission is to clear up all the leftovers so the planet can keep it clean, physically and energetically. So there is going to be a greener approach to the future. Taking better care of our kids, taking better care of our parks, our lands, our homes, this earth, treating it better. There is going to be this beautiful, I want to caretake and nurture what we have left and appreciate this earth and our families. And I do feel there's going to be a heavy emphasis on teaching children the importance of families, because family values have been lost over the last 15 years. Technology became more important, and the babysitter and the teacher, and schools became brainwashing and controlling. People definitely have noticed that children have become colder and had a lot less empathy. And it's because they were lacking traditional family values. And that's been slipping away from our world. Slowly but surely, family values have been slipping. And so I do see this beautiful divine feminine energy coming onto the planet and getting close, planting foods, being green, starting gardens, nurturing, homeschooling, teaching about the past, teaching about morals and values and traditions in cultures. I think all these things are going to come back to life. I think the home and the family connections are going to come back to life. Marriages are going to come back to life. And just a whole new approach on family values and values on how we treat this earth. Amongst family values slipping away from our earth, we've also noticed a great deal of pollution and littering. And it's gotten terrible, especially over the past 30, 40 years. It's gotten atrocious. There's never been so much litter and trash and just disrespect for nature as we've seen. It's very disrespectful. Even where I live, and when I go to the mountains and stuff and I'm looking around, I see liquor bottles, beer bottles, needles, trash bags, lunch leftovers, just junk, you know, it's just rude. They just leave it there tied in a bag on a table, or they throw stuff in a creek or a stream. And I'm like, why would you throw it in such, you know, a beautiful place? People are disrespectful. And I think there's going to be a higher authority on that to say enough of that shit. Anyways, the guidance of this card says, Hyena wisdom reminds you to accept your own special qualities. We are all different, and we are all called on to rejoice our uniqueness. Be ready to bring about change in the dynamics of your family or your community or in a work situation. Decide what is best for you and your highest good, knowing that when something is right for you, the universe ensures it, and when the universe ensures that it is in everyone else's best interest too, you will be supported. Keep yourself in equilibrium. Balance any resistance with the tendency to be forthright and moral. Then just listen to your inner guidance and act on it. Remember that self-discipline is the basis for ascension to mastery. Again, self-discipline. Self is the basis for ascension and mastery. Be yourself at all times. When you dare to be all you truly can be, people will admire and respect you. And you know, with the hyena, it's not in there, but can I just say, laugh. Laughter is the best medicine. Find something to laugh about. Watch a funny movie, tell a funny story, retell it, one of the famous ones that you can't stop laughing about. Find something to laugh about in all the sadness. Balance out all this bad with a little good. That's a gift you can give to yourself and your family. So now I'm going to read Rabbit. The overall energy. Yeah, learn to laugh at yourself. Okay, so we're going to read Rabbit. Isn't that cute? This is Archangel Gabriel. Wow, the Awakener. Recognize your significance. About rabbits. They're warm-hearted rabbits. They originate from Orion. They heal hearts with wisdom as well as love. Every sentient being emits sounds together that create the song of the earth. Currently, Earth is discordant. However, Lady Gaia sings her true tune, and the rabbits hear this. Part of the rabbit's soul mission is to rely on these notes through energy fields in order to bring everything into harmonic alignment. Their aim is to enable us all to ascend graciously. Rabbits have a huge and important soul mission. They spread purity, clarity, and joy wherever they go. And because they carry sacred geometric wisdom in their auras, the angels sing harmonic tunes over them. As a result, through these furry little creatures, angels' songs spread over the land wherever they live. Archangel Sandalphon understands the music of the spheres and the harmonics of creation. Through the rabbits, Archangel Gabriel, attunes to the song of the earth with the music of the spheres to hold place, and get this, chills, the 7th dimensional blueprint of earth. So that has something to do with the 7 of coins. The 7th dimension blueprint for earth. And ironically, God rested on the 7th day. See? 7. There's always going to be something in in alignment with the number 7 for what's coming in our future. And it does have something to do with the 7th dimensional blueprint for Earth. You might want to research that. So guidance. When you bring yourself into alignment, you emit a melodious tune. The wisdom with the rabbit suggests you watch your thoughts and actions. Make sure they're pure, light, and loving. Speak or sing with the intention of being in harmony with the song of Earth. Know your contribution is helping the entire universe align in divine right order. Wow, that's the biggest message. Know, not think or hope or pray. Know your contribution is helping the entire universe align in divine order. Unicorns love pure, innocent beings. And if you hold or think about a rabbit, a glorious unicorn will shower light and blessings over you. You may feel that your efforts are insignificant in the vastness of the universe, but they are noted and appreciated by the illuminated ones. Wow. They are noted and appreciated by the illuminated ones. So listen, in the future, guys, you may think your little prayers, your little candle lightings, your little rituals, your little, bursts of love mean nothing and do nothing. You're wrong. The higher ones, the exalted ones, the angelic ones see it, and they are very gracious and helpful with every prayer that you make. They help, and you are definitely making a dent in this cruel, cold world. So keep on loving, keep on believing, keep the faith, and trust in divine timing. Again, in the future, you may not be happy with the timing and what happens, but believe me, the seed is planted, and fundamental change is what we're going to have, one way or the other, and God's going to make something good of it. I can promise you. So I know we're resisting that tower. We're resisting that tower from coming down, but it's going to come down, and we're going to have to work with it and keep ourselves centered in the eye of the storm. Okay, guys? So that is it. I'm super tired now, finally. I love you guys. Thank you for watching. And if you've watched this long, thank you for reading the title and knowing why you're here. I don't understand why people do what they do, but I appreciate you for that. And have a wonderful one. And remember, like I always say, this life is a journey, not a destination. So just keep swimming. I love you guys. See you later. Bye.